Role-playing game.
Hey everybody, welcome to Fresh Out the Box Plays Indie Games, specifically Through the Void from Plus One EXP. I am the usual game master and board game guru, Johananon.
The usual co-host, and I'm also tonight's usual co-host. I'm Casualty CDG, but you can call me Casualty CDG. I'm a retired child crimes and human trafficking detective turned tabletop titan and improv comedian. And I'm excited to play Through the Void because Tony is a friend of the channel. And truth be told, I actually had a game of Tony's arrive last week in the mail that I had backed. So I like Tony. I like Tony's game, so I'm happy to have him here. So I'm excited.
And I am AD Springer, also known as Corbidian. I'm a tabletop role-playing game and video game Twitch streamer. Used to be in music radio, and now I hang out with weird people on the internet playing weird games. Sometimes I hang out with myself, and that's the most weird of all.
And I'm Robert, a friend of Fresh Out the Box. I was walking down the street, and they said, "Did you want to play a game?" I said no, and here I am. So,
howdy, y'all. Thomas Avenger down here in Houston, Texas. Voice actor, artist. I do all that stuff. Eater of the wrap from Chick-fil-A with avocado ranch. That's what we did this evening. And I'm happy to be here. We'll be jamming, playing some games with y'all.
Like the paper?
Sweet. Couple comments about everybody's intros so far. Gary, I'm really excited. I don't know if excited is the right word. I'm thankful you added child crime detective and human trafficking individual, because adding the human trafficking part makes the child crime part less confusing for my brain, because I always am curious if you're just like somebody tracking down children who committed crimes or
Well,
not.
it's actually what I did was it was like a Hollywood celebrity. I was actually a detective when I was a child. I was a child detective.
Right. And none of this stuff is humorous, and I apologize, but every single time you think it triggers in my brain.
I was a child
what?
crimes detective. I was a little boy, and I wore a Sherlock Holmes hat. I had a magnifying glass, and I was really good at what I did.
I was not ready for Tony to start grading our intro.
The human trafficking part just makes it very clear this is not a funny thing, and I deeply appreciated that. Also, Thomas, I thought you were going to start rapping about Chick-fil-A at first. I was not sure where you were going when you.
I really did too.
Chick-fil-A rap with the avocado. That's what I thought was going to happen. Maybe I'm not critiquing everybody's intros. Just the Avengers. That's it. That's what I'm critiquing.
As is tradition.
Hey, my name is Tony. I'm Chief Alchemist over at Plus One EXP, which is a weird little brand that multi-classes in tabletop game design, beard and skincare alchemy, and the Bardic College of Content Creation. Our hope and desire that I spent way too much time on Twitter talking today about is to help amazing designers find great players who love their game and help great players find amazing designers whose games they can love. And I'm super excited to be here. Usually I'm a player and running the stream. I'm excited to be here to be GMing and not running the stream. We're playing one of the games I created tonight called Through the Void. It is it's an OSR, so like old school Renaissance inspired RPG set in space. It's based on the Together We Go system, which is another one of our games, Down We Go, that we just recently funded. Pardon me, over on GameFound. We did this as kind of a little one-page offshoot of, and now we're developing it a big old. It'll probably be about 80 to 100 pages by the time we're done with it. Book. It won't even be a zine, which is what I typically make. I am super excited about it. So some things you might see tonight, just so anybody out there watching knows, we did lines and veils in advance. There will be some bone stuff that happens tonight. There will be some animals transformed because they were unfortunately the victims of animal testing. If that's bothersome to you, that's fine. Now they're horrible creatures, and so when we're hurting them, we're not hurting animals, we're hurting horrible creatures. And let me see, other things you should know about. It's a lethal system, so people can die along the way, and it's set in space. The other big thing is it's an anti-canon setting, so there are some things that are nailed down, but not a whole lot of them. We're going to kind of establish a couple of things as we go. So what I would love, as we're just kind of diving in, is to hear a little bit about each of your characters, and then I'm going to ask you a follow-up question or two about each of them.
Yeah, absolutely. Before we get started with that, real quick, my beard was feeling awfully stupid before I met Tony. But then I decided to level up my beard with some +1 intelligence beard balm. +1 intelligence beard balm makes my beard feel smart. And then, yeah.
That was the smoothest segue I have ever seen.
I loved it. Awesome. I didn't even see it coming.
But yeah, so I'm Moth. I'm the sneaky guy a bit. I'm a recon specialist who also flies our ship. And I'm out here doing my best to survive, just like everybody else. I want to keep my head down, but sometimes it doesn't pan out here in space.
So, Moth, I got a question for you. As the pilot on the ship, you have heard a rumor about the lab, and that is actually we'll get to that in just 1 second. As the pilot of the ship, what's the arrangement? Like, do you own the ship? Is this a co-op? How is the ship owned? You're gonna decide for everybody right now.
Oh no, yeah, I feel like our ship is interesting. I feel like it's probably co-opted. We all kind of have a stake.
Is this classic? Is this classic pirate co-option where, like, is there a leader by majority, but if we don't like them, we throw them out the window, and now we all just have more of the ship? Or what's the setup here? You guys have each bought a portion in?
I think during like strenuous time, Thomas is in charge, but every other thing gets a vote. You know.
Okay. So Thomas is the go-to person when no one knows what to do.
He's the warrior, so like during those like dangerous times, I feel like he's the go-to decision maker. But
love it.
Yeah.
Love it. All right, so everyone's owns a thing. So here's the deal. Here's the great thing about this. And down we go. There's a mechanic where you buy the size of ship you're flying. You guys are flying a frame. That basically means you're each saddled with about $1,200 worth of debt that you have to pay off for the shares that you got of this ship. So 1,200 credits worth of debt that you each have. And that doesn't include the maintenance, the fuel, any of the other things that you need to keep the ship going. That's just the debt that you owe on the ship to keep it up and to keep the people who might want it back from coming to find you. But that's great. All right, who's next? Thomas, you got mentioned. Let's go to you.
As the first mate, I will be playing Relvin Vladstovich. I had a bit of a run-in with some pieces of shit who killed most of my family, and I decided I needed to take this on the road and get my revenge by, killing other pieces of shit that needed killing. And this was a good ship to do it on.
Awesome. Can you do me a favor, Thomas? Are you able to take your audio gain up just a touch or slightly?
Yes.
Slightly
Is
down.
that better?
I assumed you might be. That's perfect.
There
That's
we
beautiful.
go.
You were the one who got the ship. Who do you guys owe the debt to? You were the guys who were the ones who kind of figured out, hey, like I can get us on this ship. Here's what it's going to take. No money down. We'll just owe these people. Who do you owe money to?
Well, let's pick a crime syndicate that I killed a bunch of them and stole this, and it'll be evensies when I pay for it.
Okay, they don't care about their people. They just want the money back for the ship. Does the syndicate have a name?
The Discmen.
The Discmen? Love it. Let's hop over to Robert.
There you go. Oh no, Robert, you're muted.
You're muted.
You've muted your microphone.
How 2020?
I'll be playing the role of the mute software engineer. Grant Howard, a super tech guy, super into software, good with systems, hacking, that kind of thing. And yeah, I think that's my dude.
Why do you think you're on this ship?
Definitely because I'm trying to prove that someone who's a little bit less hands-on can still be helpful in missions through the void. So definitely a little bit of a.
Not a lot of ships have a software engineer, but this ship has taken one on. Who did you have to? Who was super resistant to that? Who did you have to talk in to the need of the position of software engineer aboard the ship?
It probably would have been. Let me see. I think it was John's character. The captain. Definitely trying to get through to him. Trying to show
I know stuff about tech. We don't need you.
Not like me though. Not like your boy, Mr. Mute Grant Howard.
You ever had Grant Howard overclock your engine, son?
I'm just saying.
There's things you can do with software you can't do with hardware. Love it. All right, so Gary, let's hop up to you. Tell me a little bit about your character.
Yeah, I'm playing Dr. Bindle. I'm just a resident medical staff member aboard. I'm a neutral party, and I have to do my residency term aboard a vessel on the outside and the outer rim in order to get a better job or to get an expert job back on the inside. So I'm not here for any adventure. I'm just here for a couple of medical treatments, whatever you need, and I'll be on my way as soon as my stint here is over. You'll have another chief medical officer, and I'll be right out of your hair.
How much longer do you have left on your stint?
I just got here. I probably have 2 years.
Okay.
And I think for the most part, I would think I'm probably not well received.
All right. So is this you like dropping your bags on the deck for the first time?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we could. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay. Cool. Sweet. All right. So we got Dr. Bindle who has just showed up. Excellent. Corbinian, tell us a little bit about your character.
I'm Wolfgang. I'm the ship's mechanic and emergency medical auxiliary. So I am the guy who goes around, tries to find out what's wrong with either the ship or the people on the ship and point them in the right directions or provide solutions to those problems.
What do you feel about this
Also-
new doctor on board?
It's about time because everyone kept treating me like a doctor, and I'm like, I'm not a doctor. I just know what if you need a first aid kit or not. We need an actual doctor. I probably did not shut up about it for a while. Going, please, we need to hire somebody who can actually do surgery because I can't do that.
You must be the crew who put in for the internship, the residency. That's what I'm here for. I know it's not a paid position, but I hope it's just not too difficult.
You have a terrible smell.
Formaldehyde.
If you
That's a
don't
great
mind me
question.
asking,
Have y'all told Dr. Bendel that everybody else gets a share or not?
I'm not pointing it out.
I feel like I would say something.
Definitely
All
not
right.
for me.
I don't want him to find out when I'm under the knife or something, you know? Seems ill-advised.
Okay. No, excellent. So y'all are on a runner class vessel. So this is a decent sized vehicle vessel. It's not huge. So you could easily think like from a comparative standpoint, like Firefly class is probably about the equivalent. You guys have a basic weapon on there. Whoever shoots it the first time gets to describe what exactly that looks like. You guys have a basic engine on there, right? There's places for each of you to sleep and stay, but there's not a ton of extra room. Y'all have kind of already kitted out your vehicle, though. We did that kind of in advance. The way that everything works is modules are kind of attached to a vehicle as you find them. You buy these kind of big frames, and they're these big modular pieces you can kind of add on as you go. And so you've been able to kind of accrue a number of those to add functionality to your ship, to get it built up a little bit, and to kind of get things set and settled. But it's not a huge vessel. In the mind of the crew, and y'all can talk about this a little bit amongst yourselves, or if somebody's got a gut take, we can go there, or as the pits they want. What takes y'all out into the void? Like, Eternus Space Station isn't the safest place all the time, but it's certainly safer than strapping yourself into a ship and going off amongst the salvage and the wreckage and the horrible risk of death that you find out in the void with only you and your shipmates. So what is the purpose of this mission, of this ship? And then maybe a little bit about how each of your characters feels about that, or if they don't know about it, they think it maybe is something else, is also fine. So what is the actual thing that's going on here with the ship? How are y'all making it from week to week, trying to pay off your bills and keep yourselves afloat?
Bounty hunting.
It seems like we're well equipped for tech salvage and maybe industrial espionage with our ships, what our ship can do, and our crew specifically. Seems like maybe we're trying to get into some of that.
So we're not a bad smuggling ship. We can go far, fast, quiet.
Yeah, but I don't think we have a cargo hold though.
So, but what it sounds like is potentially not that you're going after big things, but you're going after small, expensive things.
Yeah.
Right. So y'all are looking for pieces of tech, schematics, formula, anything that basically you can fit into a small room that y'all can haul down into the hallway of the ship.
Occasional bounty.
The occasional bounty, it sounds like we're interested in also. So a little bit more of an opportunist reality here. You're not looking for big scores or moving a lot of stuff around. You guys are looking to move around quickly, quietly, and do jobs that are high risk, high reward. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Yeah, it seems like that's probably good. And yeah, to Gary's point, I guess we could smuggle those small valuable things as well, in case someone needs a Johnny Mnemonic transporter.
Excellent. So y'all are so this thing, does anybody does everybody know that? Is everybody aware of that? Is the new doctor aware of that? Does the software engineer, are they aware of that? How does everybody kind of fit into that picture?
I personally feel like the doctor might not know. He's on a need-to-know basis.
Arrived.
Right.
Yes, I'd like to be I'd like to one day be a chief medical officer aboard a naval vessel, or maybe even aboard the station itself. So, if you're doing any illegal activities, I'll have to report them back. Of course, it's like I said, I work for a neutral party. It wouldn't be tattletaling; it's just reporting the truth.
We will give you plenty opportunity to learn how to sew men up upon a ship.
And Grant, how do you feel about this mission of the ship? How do you fit into that?
I think I fit in with it well, especially with their like kind of small like intelligence missions. I think that I'm looking more for that data that I can get, and maybe even find something extra that I can sell to get some of this dead off quicker. Because I know the right place to look and find it.
Cool. Y'all kind of start out at Eternus, which is this giant space station that's constantly moving around, shifting. Its rings within rings. It has the effect of a Dyson sphere wrapped around this sparkling anomaly that no one's entirely quite sure what it is. Some people say it's a white dwarf. Some people say it's a miniature star collapsing onto itself. There's a lot of speculation about what it is. All you know is that it's ancient, and that it is entirely dependent on the surrounding kind of lunar colonies, the salvage people bring in, the secrets that you're able to bring back to Eternus kind of keep the entire thing floating. So you're always able to find a berth. You're always able to dock there. The question is, do y'all spend most of your time on the ship or at the station when you're there? Individual answers are fine.
I'm on the ship.
The station.
Like I said, I try to keep my head down.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Only on the station.
Station?
I tend to float between them because I have to go to the station to resupply for like parts or source things out. But then there's, depending on the job we might have had, I might be like, nah, I gotta stay on the ship and repair whatever it is. I don't get to leave. So it depends berth to berth if I'm shopping or if I'm part shopping or if I'm just stuck repairing while we're in dock.
Yeah, I think I'll be slinking back and forth from the ship and the station, like going back and forth from my like asshole of a mentor that's taught me what I know, trying to get more out of that.
Cool. So we start with kind of in the middle of the station on one of the lower levels. We got to see steam hissing through the air, and we've got Jordana, your moth is back on the ship, kind of taking care of things, doing normal between flight stuff. We've got Dr. Bindle, who has been pulled down there by is it Radovan? Is that a correct pronunciation?
Yes, Radovan Vladovich.
Radovan has pulled you.
Call me Rad Vlad.
Pulled you down, and told you there's something really amazing that they are just super excited to show you. They think you're really going to enjoy. And obviously this kind of placid, more insistent, heavily drawn Russian, accent. But y'all are at the mouse droid races, so a crew of mechanics will oftentimes set up an impromptu racetracks, and they'll race kind of these boxy maintenance droids while onlookers kind of place bets and make last minute adjustments.
I love their little squeaks.
So my questions are to Radovan, what happens to the mouse droids that lose the race?
Oh, they're destroyed. These are trash droids people have lying around. They're just tossed over the edge into a pile and smashed.
Just down, we see there's cheering, there's the winners, and then the one that comes in last place, we see their owner has to like drag it over to the edge and like drop it off, and watch it tumble end over end, cracking across beams and bracers as it hits this giant pile of droids slowly stacking up from down the row. And then Dr. Bindle, you have heard, you had a patient come through a little while ago who claimed to own the rights to the greatest mouse droid digital lineage, that they had written the code for the last 23 best mouse droids in tournaments. What was the name of that patient?
His name was Cancun Phillips, and he was extremely outgoing. He had a fake tan, he wore bright colors, and he let everyone know what his name was when he came in the room. He had a really shiny belt buckle.
Cool. And I will let Grant or Wolfgang, are either of y'all here?
I'd love to be there. Yeah.
Okay, excellent.
Probably,
so
yeah.
Y'all have come down. Y'all are hanging out also too. Grant, why don't you roll a D6 for me? We'll see kind of what happens as y'all are at the mouse droid races.
All right, let me roll a D6. I don't know. I'll just roll it over here. I got a 2.
Excellent. You have a small device that you kind of use regularly for just normal kind of like data checks to communicate back
Right.
to the ship. Essentially, your sci-fi cell phone plus a couple of other things, right? So we got a little bit more of a retrofuturism vibe for Through the Void, but it's the equivalent type of device. You're kind of tapping into it, and all of a sudden, like a mechanic walks up and just tries to grab it out of your hand. Hey,
What? Hey, what? What's up? What's going on?
I saw what you did.
You saw what I did. What?
Saw what you did.
Oh, okay. Well,
You were hacking my droid.
Hold it, friend.
Now, here's
Come
the
on.
question. Here's the real question. Grant, were you hacking his droid?
I was actually trying to check some of the source code for it because I know there's good money down here, and I want to figure out how the winning bots actually get that. So I was basically checking him out. He lost, so I was.
So you were hacking. You were kind of hacking everybody, but you
I
weren't
was
doing
accessing,
anything.
but not like actually affecting the race. Just checking
Cool.
the source. Yeah. I mean, that's a strong allegation. Can I get your name at least? I mean, who are you? What's going on here?
My name's Cancun Phillips, and I don't take kindly to people hacking my droid.
Oh,
I've won 23 straight mouse droid races, and I was set to win this one.
The reflections off the belt buckle kind of blind you momentarily.
Did you just lose this one though? I
did first time in 23 cycles. I won't have it. What were you doing?
I mean, honestly, I was just trying to learn something, but I mean, it's apparently not much.
If you weren't hacking them, you can show us. You can show us on your device that you weren't hacking them.
Oh, sure, I can do that.
People are starting to gather around and take notice here.
Oh, I mean, are you familiar with this? Did you want me to hand it to you? Is that something you?
Yeah. Let me see it.
You sure? Yeah. I'll like, if I can, quickly try to set up just a thing where he needs a code to get in. He doesn't have it, so I'll basically he would need to know how to hack it to get in. So I was like, yeah, sure, take a look, Mr. Cancun.
Sure. Roll. So you're gonna make a luck. You're gonna make a luck roll here.
All right.
It's your device. I love this plan. And you have the skill to do this. So you're at about a 50-50 chance right now. However, I think from the description Gary gave, Cancun does also. So you got a 1 in 3 chance that he is not able to hack this barrier you put up.
All right. Am I rolling a 6 or a 20?
Just a D6. It's just quick luck roll. Yeah.
Okay. I got a 6. I hope that's a good thing, not a bad thing.
6 is great. 6 is great. You always want to on a luck roll. You always want to roll high, and so your password here. It seems. I mean, this seems pretty well protected, which is only more evidence that you probably were hacking in. If you weren't hacking in, why would it be so secure? What do you want? What do you want?
We've already given you what you want. I suggest you stop this talk before we give something you don't.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, Cancun's one of his buddies just goes to take a swing at you, Rod. Go ahead and make a roll to dodge. So you're gonna roll a D20. You're gonna add any recon you have. What?
I have the slip ability.
What does the slip ability do? Go ahead and read that out for me.
I don't have that sheet up in front of me. I just
Oh
know
my
that I have the
gosh!
slip
Let me
ability.
Slip.
that
That's under
2 times move actions for level. Min target takes 1 damage.
Okay.
Is that gonna help me with some movement here?
Oh, there it is. I see it now. Yeah, 2 times move action divided by actions for level. Min target
So
takes
slip is a drug. Slip is a drug that you take or you give to
slip out the
somebody
way.
else. It lets you move. It lets you move faster than the average person. So if you want to take slip right now,
Yeah,
that
I'm
is
gonna take
fine
him
with
on.
me. But you taking the bump means he's
Yes.
also gonna get the hit in too. All right.
Can I
Hold
dodge
on.
and then take the bump? Or
Do what?
can I dodge it and then try to take a bump
If you
after?
want to try to dodge it first, yeah, go ahead and make that D20
Yeah,
roll.
I'm not,
plus,
I'm not going to let
plus-
him punch
plus
me
any
in the face.
recon you have.
Man, this would have been a good time for you to, for you to just take a punch in the face and then do some blow. That's exactly what an action
pretty
hero
funny.
bad guy would
That's
do.
the move on a Turnus.
That was a 13.
Yeah, so you actually do. You're able to dodge out of the way. Like this guy, he tries to sucker punch you. It's not well lined up. You dodge out of the way. And what is in our experience of slip in this particular instance it's really intended as a medical ability. This is totally a valid use of it. It's not like medical drugs ever get taken for any other reason. What does it look like as you take this slip? How do you digest it? Is it an inhaler? Is it a pill? Is it like, what does it look like?
Oh no, it's space crack. It's just blue dust in like a little vial, and I just smash it and go, and then have like blue powder left over on my mustache, and then wipe some of it off.
Why don't you go ahead and roll a D6 for me also too, not for anything else other than this is for initiative.
1.
Great, awesome. So each of you has a guy lined up in front of you. And so everybody who is there who didn't just try to who wasn't just almost hit. So this is Rod, your guy has already tried to act against you this turn. Everybody else, go ahead and make a dodge roll for me. You, Robert, you're lined up against Cancun. Everybody else is just lined up against one of these kind of mechanic mooks around you.
All right, that's a D20, correct?
D20 plus any recon you have.
Can I just go like run and hide under something?
Do you have an ability that would let you do that?
Let me see. That's a great question.
You took straight medic, right?
I did. I went straight medic.
No, you don't.
So
You don't have an ability that lets you do that. These guys. So basically, this fight is breaking out. After you make this dodge roll, as this person tries to hit you, you can do whatever you want. You're gonna have a chance to act, but y'all lost initiative, so they get to act first.
Got it.
3.
You rolled a 3 total on a
4. Sorry.
on a D20 this time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
On a D20?
I rolled a 2. So
On a D20, right?
that's
Nice
correct.
one, Gary.
I rolled a 3
On a D20.
On a D-
on a D20.
Oh man, all those power ups I gave myself before we started are really doing some good
I
here.
saw
Hey.
Gary roll the roll 20.
Yeah, so they each, we watched Cancun like whip
I do
this
have-
belt buckle off.
I do have tactics, if that helps anyone.
I that's to hit. And so in a second it might. So we watch Cancun like whip off this belt buckle and like smash it across the face of Grant. We see one of the mooks come in on the doctor and like hit him over the side with this like metal pipe. We got another guy who's got some bits of like circuit board they've taken between their hands, and they just start to pummel into to Wolfgang. And you're each going to take a point of damage to your hits. So these guys get it in pretty good. Now it's y'all's turn to respond. And so initiative flow is whoever wins initiative is going to act in whatever order y'all decide typically. And then all the bad guys are going to act. And then if they won, which they did, they go first. So it's up to y'all what order you want to go in other than that, though. So if somebody wants to act, they can. Radovan, you're moving twice as fast as everybody. You actually watched all this happen as you take that bump off your line. Like you start at normal speed. By the time you've gotten to the end of it, you can see the dust particulates around you have slowed down a little bit. You watch all this kind of happen in slow-mo around you as that slip enters into your system. You're going to get to act twice every single time.
Do drugs, kids.
Well,
Space.
No,
wanna-
he also takes the damage at the end of slip being active.
Don't
So-
do drugs.
I'm gonna
wanna-
dip in that guy that's getting after my boy there in the front with that belt buckle.
Okay, so you got the guy who just tried to do you, but you're going to come across and try to hit Cancun.
If I can do 2, I can get them both in the same go, right?
You can attack both of them. So if you want to basically do like a big like boosh, like go ahead and just make a
Guy
D20
number
roll for
one's
me.
gonna get an elbow right in the face as I sprint past him to smash Belt Buckle Man in the face.
Cool. Go ahead and make that first attack roll for me. So that's going to be a D20 plus any merc that you have.
I'm not sure how that works. I am sorry.
I think you took 2 levels of Merc, right?
18. I have them all in weird spots. Yeah, 2 levels of merc.
Yeah, I mean, if you rolled an 18, you got it. So yeah, you come up on Cancun. Are you just using your fist? Do you have a weapon you're using?
I do have guns, if that's a thing here, but I don't.
Yeah.
Is this a situation like?
Everything does a damage and down. Yeah, everything does a damage and down we go. Guns essentially give you the narrative ability of guns, as opposed to fist. So typically in station, it's not uncommon for people to carry a gun. It is very uncommon in station for people to use them.
This is just going to be dirty brass knuckles then.
Cool. So you hit on that 18 and plus 2. We'll go ahead and just carry that over. So yeah, you elbow the guys you're going by fast. All of a sudden, you guys see Radvan like just kind of jump into the middle of this. He cracks Cancun across the face. What's everybody else up to?
I imagine the belt buckle that's super shiny. I don't know if you guys ever seen those like at the rodeo and stuff in Texas. Like some people have like those the name and like stuff going across it. Like I imagine it's got Cancun Phillips going across the belt buckle.
It says the inverse of Cancun Phillips right here on your face also too.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I was thinking he might even have it printed backwards on his belt for just such an occasion.
That's fine. He's your NPC that you created. It says it the right way on your face because he had it printed backwards on the belt.
Perfect. So that little electronic in that belt, I'm going to debilitate the fuck out of that thing and blow this up in this guy's hand.
Okay.
Is my plan.
What ability are you using?
Is debilitate, inflict level, DAM on the target.
Awesome. So what's your level?
I am level 3.
Okay, so you've got you basically are coloring your debilitate as essentially making electronics explode. Like, correct? Is that what you're doing?
Mm-hmm. That's correct.
And you've got what level in tech? I'm sorry.
3.
Yes. All of a sudden, like you see like that belt buckle like start to like spark up, and your phone like arcs back and forth with it. As all of a sudden, like you just see him start shaking and convulsing, and he like just drops to the ground.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna do a quick analysis of the room, looking around me for like maybe like some piping or something like that has like venting gas or something like that. Nothing that's gonna kill anyone, but enough that you wouldn't want to be standing there for too long.
Yeah. I mean, most of the time when stuff comes out, you don't want to be standing there for too long in the station. Like, if it's not going to hurt you, it's not going to smell good. So, I mean, so you look around. Do you have an ability you're using, or are you just looking to break something open?
I'm basically kind of combining analysis with sabotage. I'm looking for a weak point in the system, and then my intention is to draw my phase pistol and put a hole in it to kind of force this fight to scatter. Because there's also a crowd going on.
With having both of those, we'll just kind of loop analysis in to that. Oh, I got to have Johnny go back through and make these numbers, not dots. You're able to kind of look around and you see the pipe is kind of getting ready to burst. And actually, like a lot of this track is like pulled down and worked around pipe, and so like there's a lot of pressure right now because they've kind of shunted a lot of things to set up this illegal mouse droid arena and racetrack. So like you hit it, and all of a sudden like the entire room starts flooding with very, very hot steam. You do a number of people yell, and the guy right in front of you who just clocked you across the face kind of gets hot in that blow as you like give a well-timed like hit to just the right spot in the system. Cool. All right, Doc, what are you doing?
Cool.
After that guy hits me, I'm going to well up in my eyes with tears and hold my side. And I'm going to look at him like, you're not supposed to even hit the doctor, man. And I'm going to pull out a syringe and stick it in his neck.
Good God.
And I'm going to do bad medicine.
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
So I roll a d20 and add medic level, right?
Automatically happens. So when you use an ability and down we go through the void, you have a level uses of your abilities per day. So if you have 3 levels in medic, you can use each of your 3 abilities 3 times.
Okay, very cool.
Oh.
per day, also too. And so if you have like one level in an ability, you can use it once per day, right? So actually, what are you injecting into this guy, and what is it doing to him?
It is a concoction I have. I carry a couple three different concoctions with me. One heals, one anesthetizes, which puts him to sleep, and the other one is bad medicine. So that's my lethal cocktail, just in case. And so I'm gonna pump it into his neck and do 3 damage. And this is the let's call it the future version of like the lethal injection.
This is my walking around lethal injection.
Shit.
You never know. You might need a lethal dose hanging out with this guy, as I nod to Thomas's character.
So you hit this guy. This guy hits you, and as he dips it, he's like, "Oh man, I didn't mean to hit you that hard." You just like come up and like stick him with this stuff. And as he's in the middle of apologizing, like he starts to like choke out, and you can see like what color?
Yeah,
what color is leaking out his eyes?
The veins in his face are turning black as they go up, and then just a dark red starts to leak down his face. And the red just kind of fades to a black the darker the veins get, the darker the blood gets.
Awesome. So you all see this, right? And there have been a lot of bets around, going on. Vlad, as you see, like this smoke is coming in, you can see like there's a pile of cash in the middle of the room, but also all this smoke is the perfect ability for y'all to just get away and get out of here. 2 of these guys are on the ground. The rest of them aren't feeling well. You can see people starting to like get confused. Screams and things are starting to erupt out. There's a lot of chaos. People are grabbing money off the middle of the track. What do you do?
I'm moving twice as fast as
right, which is
everyone
why
else.
you've got a chance here to kind of act before all this steam covers
Yep.
the place up.
So, what do I see? Like we're pretty well covered. If we just dip right now, they're probably not gonna
Dip right now, you can get out. But like I said, in the middle of the room, there's a big pile of money that people are starting to tear at.
So I'm gonna come around and like get my arms out and kind of direct my crew the way that they need to move real quick through the smoke, and then I'm gonna take a right and grab that cash and then cut back to them.
Make a D6 roll for me just to see how that goes. I mean, like you're gonna get him out no matter what, right? Let's just see if you're able to get there, get back without anybody noticing or trying to interfere with you.
1.
You put your hand down.
1's the best.
And like you're moving fast, and you see this hand kind of moving into your vision in slow motion, but like every time you adjust, like you realize you're only moving closer to the hand in some way, shape, or form. It's almost as if they were able to presciently figure out. And you look up, and across from you is Vera the Starseer, who has been banned from both legal and illegal gambling dens. And
You're not supposed to be here.
And they kind of make eye contact with you, like they know this isn't this isn't their money. They know this isn't your money. What do you do?
I wonder.
This is like a silent communication of like seconds. Like you don't.
And I have the contacts, but that's for fencing gear rumors. I think I'm gonna call her out on it. Just real quick, I'm like, come on, neither one of us are supposed to be here. Let's just split this amicably and leave.
This is exchanged in like high pitch speed also too, and you see Vera like slide half the credits off of the table into their satchel and just walk out amidst the chaos, like easily leaving the other half for you. Go ahead and roll 2d6 for me.
They're both 1s.
So far, double 4s.
Oh, hey.
All right, so you're able to scoop 80 credits off the table and into your satchel there, and make it out in high speed as just calamity goes off around y'all in the station. You're making your way back to the ship. You can hear voices like kind of like they're behind you. You're like, oh, they went out that way. Oh no, they went this way. Like off and on as y'all as people try to figure out what happened. Y'all just making your way back to the ship.
Yes.
That's what I'm doing.
I would like to get lunch.
While all this is happening, Moth, you've gotten a communique, um, asking you to run a message out to the edge of the system. You guys will get contracted for courier work pretty regularly. It doesn't pay a whole lot typically, though. But I mean, you make it there, you make it back. You got a little bit more to go. I mean, fuel and things are going to be covered. It's not great money, but it oftentimes puts you in a position to find a lot of good stuff. But it came from a group called the No Brainers, who are asking you to go run a message out for them. What are you gonna do?
Does the message legit work?
Yeah, it's like above board work. Like
Cool.
it's not covert. They're kind of an odd group, but it's not it's not uncommon for them to want other people to run messages for them. Seeing as these people are known for literally removing the head from their shoulders, or having their craniums open up and their brain matter scooped out, so that they can more deeply commune with their gut bacteria. That's a sentient hive that controls their bodies.
Excellent. Yeah. So I'm fine with it. I feel like it's a good, legit, above board thing to do as a cover for our illegal shit. So
Cool.
I'll
So
accept.
they give you a destination kind of on the edge of the normal range for a ship. Now it's only about halfway out for y'all. Y'all will be able to make it out and back without much trouble, pretty quickly. It's pretty run of the mill like delivery. I mean the message is encoded, but that's fairly normal. But they do want you to take off as quickly as possible, because for them it is it's a routine message, but it is one of urgency also.
I have time to get everyone back on board, though, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna. Hey, everybody! I'll contact everybody with the communicator. Hey, we got a job, guys. You done with your bullshit?
Yes.
You hear like zzz in the background and like shouts and yells and like steam stuff going up, like steam decompression.
Yes, we're done with our job.
I'll say.
Before we get back on the ship, can you guys make me a promise? Don't tell Moth about what I did. This isn't the first time this has happened, and I can't get another setback.
Don't worry, we'll both be keeping secrets for each other. On board, Dr. Dribbles.
I would like to take their getting back time as an opportunity to try and secure an illegal job in the same direction that we're heading.
Oh,
That pays
excellent.
better.
Excellent. We'll come back to that in just one second. I just want to remind Thomas, Rod's going to take 1 harm damage from as the slip starts to wear off. And so,
Yeah, just coughing up a little bit of blood. It's fine.
so
That doesn't look healthy.
It isn't. But it makes me look so cool.
It's a good thing we hired a doctor then. Meaningful
Yeah.
stare as we're running.
So y'all, yeah. I mean, everybody stares like, do y'all have in this section of the station? Do y'all have a reputation?
Given the events
Well, he certainly does.
of the past 5 minutes, I don't see how we couldn't. Like,
Rad for sure does.
Yeah.
I don't know that he drags other people into that unnecessarily, though.
Yeah. So you put out. Tell me a little bit. Do you have an ability you're using for this, or do you want to make a luck roll to see how your job prospects turn out, John?
I do not have an ability.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a d6 for me if you want to. So luck rolls are always a d6. If I'm not sure it's gonna happen, you can always argue that you have items, abilities, or other things established or that make sense to help kind of move that up. I'm usually going to start you out at a 2 out of 6 roll, and it's your job to kind of negotiate up, and I'll negotiate it back down if there's things working against you that you don't know. You're always going to want to roll a little bit. You're always going to want to roll high, not low on those.
I feel like this could be. I mean, we're trying to do a crime, and I feel like we're in debt to a crime. So I'm gonna contact the crime we're in debt to, and like try to maybe get us like I feel like store credit's pretty good. Ingratiate ourselves a little more so we don't get killed by the syndicate. But also definitely getting in way too deep. So that's gonna be fun.
Here's the other thing. What's your background? What background did you take? I didn't ask anybody this because everybody has a background. It's at the top of your sheet. If you didn't take this ability, I did just a bad job prepping you. There are only 4 of them. You can either roll a d4
That's it.
or you
I'm
can
done.
pick one.
Bounty hunter.
Bounty hunter.
So
I totally spaced on asking. What's yours?
Andromorph.
Andromorph. All right.
I'm a verdant mystic.
Verdant Mystic.
I'll go Legion Officer.
Okay.
Makes sense.
I am also Legion Officer.
Awesome.
Also makes sense.
So y'all you like I said, I just want, if bounty hunters do have an ability to just kind of mine for some extra credits. That was one of the reasons I asked. So you reach out. I will say right now we're itch funding this. This is 100% a show. You go to ttrpg.link/ttv, and you can go straight to it. We're currently funding for our criminal syndicate segment of world building that Adira Slattery is doing for us, and so we're going to be filling out a number of criminal organizations, some NPCs, some other stuff like that. I love it. We didn't come up with a name for the crime syndicate you owed money to, did we?
No.
The Discman.
The Discman. I could have sworn we had the Discman. So you reach out to the
Sony
Discman. And you get like you scan your communication device into that range that no one's actually supposed to be communicating in, and it's kind of fuzzy and wavy, and all of a sudden like a spinning 1980 style laser disc emblem appears on the screen, just kind of like floating around, and you see like the sound wave start to feed around the thing as they say yes.
I'm gonna do the whole cloak and daggers thing. I'm just gonna give like a space sector and a time. What you got, kind of thing.
Interesting. Well, we already have an agent in that area, but there is a certain laboratory we are interested in some research from that happens to be in that very sector. It would need to be retrieved with no evidence of your involvement, but I can relay the data to you if you'd like.
As long as it pays well, we'll take it.
It'll pay what we tell you it pays. A few more of these, though, and you might not have to look over your shoulder quite so much.
I won't
It
argue.
pays 0.
I keep my head down. That's my thing, and I will. Sounds like a plan. Send me the details. We'll be there.
So as you look at it, and as you kind of look at the charts around that sector, like there is really only one thing in that sector, and that's Lunar Lab X1. I mean, there's a couple of asteroid farms. There's a couple of vessels that are reported to be out there right now. Like there's no way to know until you get out there. But the only thing of note out there is Lunar Lab X1, and it is a lab that was just recently rediscovered a few years ago, put back online, but it's from before the fall. It is a fairly ancient facility that was built on that moon, a moon in that sector specifically. There's a lot of rumors about what specifically it was built for, and we'll get into some of those in just one second. But they both the message they want and the formula are at the same location.
Yeah. Well, that's convenient.
Convenience is what a GM does instead of railroading people. Just like only reasons they're going this way. That's what you do. Like here's all the reasons. And
We didn't give away the secret. Gee.
But if you guys just want to go to CGI Fridays and kick back, that's fine too. And so,
They'd probably get kicked out and murdered with these assholes.
true.
No, never TGI Fridays. Their margaritas are too good.
That's what I'm worried about. But yeah, I'll accept
Like
the job,
blue ones.
and I'll prep a like heist meeting as well. I'm gonna make a PowerPoint.
Cool. It's the trip. The trip is about 3 days out. It's not a far trip. You have to go across 3 sectors in order to get there. Y'all can burn a little faster if you want. to get out there early. It's totally up to you, but it's not a bad trip for ships your size. That's, again, like you said, usually about the safe distance to head out from the station before you got to turn around and head back. You'll have a little bit more range than that, so you're not pushing yourselves at all to be able to get there in time. But you're gonna have 3 days on ship. Here's a non-exhaustive list of things that you can do on ship. Right, you can repair, so you can spend a day working on the ship. You can rest. You can spend a day on your ship and essentially heal a point, which is not. Default healing is not normally a thing in TWG. Like, it's either like, hey, you got a long time, okay, you're fine, or whatever. So it's people who had been injured are going to be back at full health by the time we get out there. But that's basically what you spend the day doing. You're resting, you're relaxing, you're taking it easy, you're doing basic medical treatments to be able to be back in good shape. You can voyage. Whoever's piloting is going to make a 1 in 6 chance to encounter. Johan is as the pilot. That's what you're doing. You can send out signals. You can try to salvage things from things that you pass by. You can dock at other stations. You can refuel if you're getting low on supplies, all that kind of stuff. If there's something else you want to do, just shout it out. But those are kind of the vague, big general things you can do on a ship. And you can do one of them essentially each per day.
I'm resting. I'm having orange juice and going to my room hungover.
Yeah, I'll fly for the first day, but I will give them the PowerPoint presentation that I skillfully prepared.
So you call everybody up to the main command center, and you've got the big view screen in front of you, and you just like pull out the laser pointer and you click on the PowerPoint presentation. What are you telling them?
Lunar base, behold it, remember it. This is where we're going. We got a legitimate job to deliver a message there from those brainless, gut bacteria brained people. The no heads?
No brainer.
No brainers. The no brainers. But on top of that, we're going to knock off some of our debt for this ship to recover some data from a lunar base. In, out, quiet, no issues. Let's not get caught. Any questions? I'll show them like whatever information I have.
Yeah, if you want to, I mean, you can share with these guys if you want. You can also pop up to the screen, like, with the underground information you got. You did get a schematic of Lunar Lab 1, so you have a general sense of the lay of the land. So you can share that with these guys directly if you want. You can also pop it up on the screen.
Popped it up on the screen. Here's the base. It's a multi-roomed lab facility on a moon, and I can show you guys if you like.
I also would have split those credits up with everyone as soon as we got back and settled.
Nice. I like credits.
And since everyone's in one room and we're about to start passing days by, I can use my heal skill on the 3 of us who were injured all 3 times, and then I'll have it back tomorrow.
There you go.
And the way I'll heal you guys is I'll show up and give you each a cup of coffee, and I'll give you some Q-tips, Vlad, so you can clean out your nose.
I shared the map with you guys in the chat.
Yeah, thank you, Doctor.
I don't drink it until I see the other 2 drink it.
The caffeine should counteract the stimulants that you took earlier. You know, you shouldn't take that much all at once. That's just a recreational drug. It's actually a medical drug turned recreational, but you still shouldn't take that much.
Oh, don't worry, I didn't.
I look at the other 2.
I look back.
All of us just...
Back to the meal.
Don't mind Rad
the
Vlad, guys. He likes to get slippery, and we don't judge him for it.
Oh, slippery,
well, I do.
Wet.
You know.
I'll you amused.
You gotta make D6 roll for me.
Me?
Yep, you're piloting.
I'm piloting 6.
Ring to a moon.
First day, nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, you see some sights or some cool salvage that you can come back to another time. But nothing out of the ordinary. Give me another one.
That's not.
Are we all done with the meeting?
3. Yeah, the meeting's good.
Okay, I was gonna just ask what they did, like what Lunar Labs did.
That's an excellent question.
It's a good question.
So, there is a series of rumors. So in Together We Go systems, including Through the Void, we use something called lore as loot, which means I'm going to ask you guys a series of questions. The answers you give will to some degree impact the adventure we are about to have and the things that you find therein. And the first one, which we'll go ahead and offer to you, Robert, as a player, but it's going to be based on Grant's knowledge. So Grant has heard that Grant knows a little bit about what the company that created the X1 lab was rumored to specialize in before the fall. So civilization has fallen. The station is kind of the last bastion of all cultures and races, kind of thrown into one spot, trying to just kind of survive and maybe eventually rebuild things together. However, there were tons of corporations and societies and races and cultures before that. What did the conglomerate company that created the X1 lab originally, before the fall, before all that happened, what was it rumored to specialize in?
The rumor was, well, overall, I heard they did artificial intelligence, but the rumor was they had a very sophisticated combat-based artificial intelligence that was going to revolutionize a lot of wars for particular private mercenaries and people that use that AI in their guns and maybe even some mechs.
Awesome. Excellent. As you enter the system, go ahead and Yohanan, give me one more D6 roll.
I have the contact ability as well.
Okay. Did you want to use it to do something?
Oh, yeah. Like, if we could get any more information, I didn't know if it was just that one rumor coming out of there, or if I also heard a rumor that could reinforce that one. Or
yeah, so I've got 4 questions I'm going to ask. So
okay, all right. Didn't mean to get ahead.
The next one that we'll throw to Yohanan is a rare astronomical event is happening as you enter the system. What is it? So you come out of
A solar
you start to slow down. So there's this giant red sun that's got this violent red light straight across. You said a solar storm is happening?
Yeah, a solar storm. It could be like a magnetic storm or an electrical storm, but yeah, solar storm.
Cool. And we've got I think this is a great one to connect to you, Rod, and that is you've been contracted individually to retrieve something personal for someone on Eternus. What is it? So somebody before y'all left shot you a message out, a communique. When you went back to your bunk, you saw it. What were you told that was a personal item that somebody wanted you to retrieve from that, and who was it? What was the item?
It was a guy that I got into some trouble with back on a different planet. But we ended up working it out, and I got along swimmingly with him and his wife, but his wife ended up passing away, and so I'm picking up like her leftover jewelry and things like that, baubles that she somehow got separated from returning those.
Yeah, but yeah, she had a special Scarellium locket that he'd really love to get back, and so locket. All right, and then. Let's see. Corbinian, what is a rumor that Wolfgang has heard about the lead scientist on X1?
I heard a rumor that the lead scientist has been used to work for the government. He was a bigwig back then, but he went out into the dark for some reason or another. Like, he was going to do something he wanted to do, and then he said he basically took off rather than let the government have it. So a rogue scientist, former government.
Cool. Disgraced former rogue government scientist. So those are some things that each of y'all kind of know or see and you encounter as you guys are decelerating in system towards the lunar lab. Pardon me. But yeah, y'all are slowing down. You normally would be picking up a lot of like chatter and a lot of signal. Even though Lunar Lab it's a private facility, it's not huge, but usually you'd be getting a lot of just kind of background radio traffic. It is radio silent as y'all approach. There is no noise, no signals that you can detect coming out at all, except for the bare minimum background radiation and kind of the violent red of the solar storm that's kind of ravaging the center of this system. Y'all can make out these kind of crystalline growths that are known to kind of pop out of the moon that Lunar Lab X1 is on. They look like red violent spikes. They're kind of crystalline and jagged as they protrude out, kind of impossibly high. The entire spheroid itself isn't consumed by them, but in every single direction you see these kind of violent towers and plinths of what looks like in this light like red crystal, but it's hard to tell because of the intensity of this solar storm. But as you come in, there's no radio ping or anything back and forth, even hailing you as you come in. What do you want to do?
But there should be, right?
Normally there would be. I mean, normally if nothing else, they'd be challenging your presence. I mean, you guys were a courier vessel, but I mean, minimally you would expect a hail to say, "Who the hell are you?" Especially since this is a privately held laboratory.
Tower one. Anything?
Do you think the storm is interfering?
I think the storm's wreaking havoc on our instruments. Hopefully they don't shoot us down, huh?
Yeah, as you turn it into that, if you turn into that ultraviolet spectrum, like you can tell, like there is a ton of signal interference that's kind of playing across that band, and so it absolutely could be. And you guys don't have super refined sensors, so there's no real way to tell exactly what might be happening.
I'm gonna look at Grant. I hope you wore your lead underwear today, buddy.
Lead. What? Does that have something to do with
sterilizing?
Oh, okay. So we should go in clean. Should I shower, or should we?
I would recommend decontamination before you go in, but I don't recommend lead underpants.
Doctor's orders.
So the lead.
I was just trying to keep your boys swimming, man. That's all. I'm just fucking with them. Okay. For the record.
My character it's going just completely over. It's like lead.
I'm gonna note that. I'm gonna note that as a personality trait.
Good.
Are we at any risk of damaging our ship or flying blind once we go into this storm?
You aren't going to have to go into the storm to get there. The moon is between you, and like the storm is raging in the middle of the system. The moon is around a planet that's about Earth distance, Goldilocks distance away. The planet that it's around is still a dead husk, but it is still within the survivable range. So you're a little ways out. It's a red giant, so a little bit bigger sun. Also, I'm not that sciencey, but I know a little bit. And so this would not be a place anyone would want to live outside of this the comfort and the security of the station itself, though.
I will attempt to land us.
Sure. Go ahead and just make a roll plus recon for me to maneuver. Try not to screw it up.
A D6 roll?
No, this is a D20 roll.
Yeah,
that's fine.
A D20?
It's not a good roll.
I rolled a 2.
What happens is you come down. You kind of crunch in, and those you're looking for a flat place. You think you found it. You come down. You landing gears out. All of a sudden, you hear the crunch and the tear of metal as a spike drives itself through a piece of your landing gear. Now, is this going to prevent you from landing? Absolutely not. Is this going to prevent you from taking off? Absolutely not. if you ever want to land this ship again, are you going to have to get it taken care of? Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm gonna cringe as it happens.
Yeah, like everybody in the ship, like it is obvious you have hit something. There's a shearing noise. It is longer than it should be. As you know, it's not a slight bump. And yeah, one of the landing feet is just like demolished.
Oh, thank the stars you were piloting. We would be dead for sure if it were any of the rest of us. You saved our lives.
Sure. Yeah, if it wasn't for my
Funny,
expertise, the whole ship might have been skewered.
I was gonna say he fucked it up actually, but I guess that's a good way to see it.
If you
You're a
rip
glass
this,
half empty type fellow.
if you rip your ship wide open into the vacuum of space, there's not a whole lot I can do to help you.
That's why we have a mechanic.
Which thankfully this hasn't pierced the hull, so that's a problem for later. We can live without landing struts.
Cool.
It's future mechanics problem.
What there is no dock for ships to the space station. It is a walk to get there. So I mean you're able to park close. You're able to land close, but you are still going to have to walk for about 15 minutes to get to the lunar lab.
In vacuum?
Do what?
In vacuum?
In fact, there. Yeah, you check the skin. There's no atmosphere outside.
Looks like we're getting wet, boys. I'll say that like as a colloquialism. I'll start suiting up in case some people don't
Suit
pick
up.
up on my.
So that, fellas.
So
We've been here before.
no matter what you rolled as far as or picked as far as inventory goes, the ship itself has a suit for everyone. Kind of implicitly, you guys. This is not a question of can we get there. You can get there if you have a bubble helmet or something else that is better than kind of default spacesuit. That's great. You have that also. It's all kind of universal gear. But what do we kind of see as we see the montage of people getting ready? Give us a little bit of sense of your loadout and how we see you guys gearing up to go, or if you're staying on the ship, to stay on the ship.
Is anyone a vacuum virgin? Anyone not been out?
Doctor, have you been out on the surface in a vacuum before?
Yes, I've been through a few different transports.
That's what I was worried about mostly.
It's not my favorite thing, but it is the only way to get in and out of bases.
Yeah, as I put on my, so I'm wearing, I have a HUD like Dragon Ball Z Scouter, and I am wearing a Lycra suit, because that's fun. And then as I put my suit on, I plug my spacesuit into my neck. I guess I don't need a scouter. I have robot eyes because I'm an android. But hey.
Okay, so you've got a HUD that's coming down, covering up most of your face. You've got a Lycra suit that's covering your body tight. Andromorphs still need a little bit of oxygen. They can't just breathe. So you've got like a slim breather mask that's just kind of coming up and covering the bottom half, and that's you. That's what we see.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Cool. What do we see as we flash over to Vlad? Rod.
I have very worn coveralls and helmet. It looks like someone was a chimney sweep in an X-Wing pilot's suit. It's worn in just all the right ways, stains from odor and things, but it fits me just right.
Awesome. Grant, what do we see?
Yeah, so I'm used to staying on the ship. I don't usually go out exploring, in these places. So I stripped down to my boxers because I don't want to get anything else wet, and I put my suit on.
So we as we flip over, it's like everybody else has like customized gear so far, and then we just see like a stock suit with a piece of tape that has Grant written on it, that's like you've never even peeled off the front of the mask. You peel it off, there's a little bit of sticky just kind of left in a really annoying spot. It doesn't block vision or anything.
I was about to say, actually, I put it all on and secured it all and didn't realize the tape was obscuring my vision, so I have to take it all off again and then find a way to get the tape off.
I'll go pull it off of his helmet. He's not going to make him take it off.
You wait till he's halfway undressed and then you do it.
The doctor said you're not supposed to be wearing underwear, Grant.
You're not?
That's what he told you earlier.
I mean, well, I just don't want to show my dick to everyone.
I'm not stopping any of this.
Doctor's orders.
To be clear, I told him not to wear lead underpants.
Oh.
He did. He did say that.
Oh.
I'll leave the boxers on.
I also take out one of the brand new mint untouched jumpsuits that hasn't been used yet in this, and mine has just the red medic cross on it as well.
Cool. Excellent. Yeah, like you've got the UN version of this this suit, right?
Yep.
And then Corbinian, what do we see Wolfgang as we kind of pan over?
This is a well-worn, carefully maintained spacesuit. This is a guy who probably had to crawl around the outside of the ship to fix things. So I've been tramping on ships before this one, and then I had an old god debt. And I'm like sitting out with like my phase pistol, a med scanner, a tech scanner, my HUD on the inside.
So as these guys kind of pull all their stuff together, you're running down the checklist of this well polished, broken in. Like you've got webbing, you've got places things go. Like it's a well used suit.
Yeah. Probably has like a dirty bronze orangey color to it. Like it's last year's spacesuit, but hey, I still use it. It hasn't broken.
Love it. So yeah, you guys do this. We see the back of the ship. You know, you guys get in the airlock. Airlock cycles. Back door kind of comes down. Y'all are able to walk out and off onto the ship. Each of you, moving slightly slower. The gravity here is lower. Like you guys are in a lower gravity situation as you step off of the ship, and the artificial gravity no longer holds you. So you feel a little bit more buoyant. It's just a quick 15-minute walk. I just need one person to roll a d6 for me, just to make sure nothing horrible happens.
I nominate Corbinian.
Yeah.
4.
Excellent. Yeah, easily get there. There's a couple points we have to kind of backtrack around. As you get a little closer, like it's really hard to tell again whether the light hitting these crystalline structures kind of all around you, whether it's coloring these or whether this is a red planet. There's like no immediate way to know from just passing by. So unless somebody's going to take some time to check that out,
one?
Just gonna go. You just want to shoot one?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I'm just gonna
what kind of weapon are you using? Just out of curiosity.
Like long rifle on my back, sidearms on my hips, and I'm just holding like a general space assault rifle.
Cool. So
I would love it if it was the one from Aliens.
Yeah, that's great. It is the one from Aliens, but not in an IP interfering way. You shoot it. Yeah, you see some of this. You see some of this. Like you hear you can't hear it, but you like get the sensation of it like it cracking and like fracturing off, and then like some of it drifts up and kind of off into the distance. Some of it drops to the ground. It immediately, like as you're shooting it, you notice a slight color variation, but that's not super uncommon. But it still has that same red glow. Like the intensity of this red light kind of pounding in absolutely seems to be coloring everything around you right now. So. Not a lot of insight into the specific color other than it's probably not actually red.
It looks red, but I don't think that it is. I'll hand it to somebody.
I'll
go ahead.
I'll take out like my tech scanner and start scanning around and see what pops up on my HUD. If it's like, this is actually some sort of weird alien tech, or nope, this is a rock. You're scanning a rock, idiot.
It's pure slip.
So when you use the tech scanner to scan rocks, it doesn't give you a whole lot of data, and you're not getting a whole lot of data, but you get the same thing when you scan water and a whole lot of other stuff. So whatever this is, it's not weird alien tech. It's nothing that comes up specifically on the tech scanner.
Nothing the scanner recognizes. Then again, if it's probably just some strange crystal or rock, but shrug. Lots of stuff they haven't logged in these things yet.
I think the interesting stuff's inside, guys. And I'll just
you
come. I think I'm quite interesting. Thank you.
You come across kind of like they almost like they're tight enough to be almost trees at this point. You're coming around a set of thin ones that are kind of lined up, like whatever stalagmites or stalagmites are on the ground. What is it? stalagmites. I don't know.
I can never
Mites.
remember.
Uh,
I think it
Right,
might
right.
almost like that jutting up above you, as you can see, somewhere between that and trees. You come around the edge, and you can see the entry point, the airlock into the Lunar Lab X1. You see a normal airlock to entry point. You also see the rover bay doors pretty much right next to it. That you all saw from the schematics are right next to each other. Anyways, so did y'all want to go in just to the normal airlock, or did y'all want to go in a different way? The ground kind of rises up on each end. This is kind of set internally into a hillside with the roofs kind of being exposed. They dug down into earth a little bit when they made this to take advantage of this kind of natural rise in the land. So you can go on the front, but it's kind of blocked off unless you want to do something fancy to get up above.
Firstly, we're close now. I have a short range communicator, and if
Okay.
their communications are good, we should be able to get through even with the interference. So I'm going to try again. X1 base, come in.
You wait, you hear kind of like the it's kind of serial. Then all of a sudden, like you hear a pinging. It's not a response though. It's definitely sounds like what's your tech?
1.
It definitely sounds intentional. It could be code.
I will try to mentally decipher this thing. Well, I could share it with, hey, this guy's a tech guy. Hey, tech boy. I'm gonna play
What's
him.
up? What?
I'm gonna play him the code.
Would I recognize it? My tech is 3.
So it's definitely a signal. You don't recognize what the code is. It definitely is some sort of communication signal. It is but it's not. It's one that you'd have to know. Like it's not a. It is not. What's your background?
My background is Legion officer.
Yeah, it's not. It's not like anything you ever heard.
Okay.
If anyone, Vlad, do you have contacts, Vlad?
I do.
So Vlad, you have heard similar codes before. This is a code that's oftentimes used by a lot of syndicates and bounty hunters to communicate back and forth about bounties, specifically. And so go ahead. If
I'm gonna use my
so you can
hunter,
go ahead and use a
feature here.
use of contacts for the day to have known that.
Can I add on my bounty hunter feature? I've heard that name, which discovers us a bounty level times 100 credits.
Sure. Well, so it depends on what you want to do.
Here.
If you do you want to know the person they're looking for, or do you want to know who is hunting?
No, whatever. If I beat another hunter, tough titty, said the kitty. Who's my
That's
target?
So there is a mechanic on the station named Sherry Leames, who owes a significant debt for basically. So it sounds like not following through on some sabotage work that they were supposed to use to pay off a debt. So what's your current? You guys are at level 3, right? So it's a 300 credit bounty.
Nice.
So if y'all can find Sherry Leames somewhere, you can collect a little bit of money.
Cool. I'll let everyone
You also know, so from a tech standpoint, Grant, you also know this signal, it's coming from somewhere on the planet. Like this is not a cross-sector signal. It's nearby.
local broadcast.
Yeah, whoever's doing this must be close. So
Yeah,
keep that in mind, Captain.
This whole situation is very strange. I can't hail the flight tower. Maybe we should find another way in.
Does anyone need a firearm?
I'm good. I have one.
So you know that CNC is the place where they would respond from, and there's not really an easy way to access CNC from where you're at.
Okay.
It requires you to go up and over the rise, or to go through the actual facility a little bit to get to a better access point.
Maybe we should go in then. No. What do you guys think? You guys good? Good to go? Ready to rock?
We We could probably try to get in through the garage doors. That way, if nothing else, if we need to skedaddle, or carry anything out with us, we might be able to co-opt one of their rovers.
True.
Plus, I don't like to go into that door for any amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good way to tear your suit.
Fair enough.
I mean, I can fix a suit, but if you're gasping for air while I'm doing it, that kind of makes my job hard. So,
Cool.
well, not you, but you know,
Yeah.
you.
So the rover bay is designed to be accessed from the rover. Like there's an internal thing that helps the airlock cycle because then the person inside of it is safe. Since y'all are not in a rover, but how do you want to try to open the rover bays?
I'm going to
I'll make
do two
Robert do
things.
it. Oh, you go ahead, Corbin. Say.
I'm gonna take out like a med scanner and check to make sure no one's alive on the other side of that door, so we're not just murdering someone who's just over there.
That'd be really funny.
You are getting
And
some
then-
life. You are getting some life signs from the other side of that door, but they're faint and kind of diffused.
Something's alive on the other side of that door. And whatever it is, it's either very small or almost dead. I don't know. I am not a
Well,
doctor.
open
I,
the
hand it
door
to, I hold it out to the doctor.
What did you run into?
As you pull up if you're looking at the readings, it almost looks like you're scanning like the remains of 7 smaller dead creatures.
Yep, you did it this time.
Should be fine.
Oh, shit. Here we
These
go again.
these bioscanners aren't reading. It doesn't look like be a human life form unless there are 7 very small humans over there. And I mean,
they're the size
very
of like
small.
small children.
I mean, very small. I mean, I'm talking about 1 foot tall pygmy colony.
Well,
That's not a thing out here, right? I'm pretty sure.
Open
Probably
the
shouldn't have
door
had
and
kids
we
on
shall
this
greet
base, so I
them.
think we're good.
Wait, I don't have to crack this open. We have a new hire. What am I doing?
Yeah, let the new guy do it. You're up, new guy. I'll pat you on the back, Grant.
My way was
Oh,
just going
me?
to tear a hole in the door.
Oh God, I
Okay.
thought I was the new guy. I'm so glad it's you. Oh God, I stepped back.
Yeah, I also thought you were the new guy.
That sucks to be you, new guy.
All right, whatever, guys. I already had the app loaded on my phone to do this. I was just waiting for them to tell me. I was just waiting for them to give me the praise I deserved as the software engineer. I was waiting for that. I press a button and I use my hack ability to open the
Your
door.
hack ability, yeah, you're able to pick up that signal and trigger it, and yeah, you guys see this giant. It's like almost like a double garage door in size come down on the other side of that. As you do, you watch the entire thing shake and vibrate as something slams against it. It holds, but it's starting to descend down from the top to the bottom, and something just slammed into it from the other side.
I'm going to roll to a point of cover and be ready.
I'm pulling up my pistol and backing away from the
I'm
banging.
following Rod.
Yeah, someone has to run the furthest away the fastest, and so I guess that'll be me.
Yeah, I'll pull my gun out as well.
Sure. So as it's about halfway down, all of a sudden you watch a set of like a hand come over the top and grab into it. This hand is entirely white, but you watch it dig into the metal and it doesn't crumple it, but like it gouges into it, and then hefting up over the top, you see this kind of bony, emaciated, almost skeletal. What looks like it's an osteopapio is the scientific name of it for anybody with a medical background that's higher than 2. However, the rest of you might just call it a bone boon. It is a skeletal baboon-like creature that is clawing its way over the top as this thing comes down.
Yeah, bone monkeys.
Bang, bang, yeah.
So Thomas, go ahead and roll a merc roll and tell me what you roll since you said that first.
2 levels of merc.
Monkey.
Oh no, where'd my dice roller go?
That's good.
Sorry.
$50 fine, payable to me.
Take out the cash.
12 is what I rolled. I don't know, I'm not sure what to add to it.
Yeah, you've got. I think you have 2 merc.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of, as this thing's popping up its head, like you look and you shoot it, and you watch the skull of this thing fracture, and just float into air as its body kind of tumbles over into the outside and slowly drifts towards the ground.
Any more?
How many?
Would I know if these usually like hunted in more than one, or?
I use that term of like anybody with medical knowledge would know this, meaning anybody with medical knowledge who knows what the word for bone is and what the word for baboon is, confuse those 2 words together and make a bastardization to put in their RPG. You have never seen these things before. They do not exist somewhere else that you are aware of.
Ugh.
How many faint life
wants to
signs
go
did
look
you
for
pick up?
more?
I'll say that. 7, right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
As the door comes down, 2 more of these things pop over the top of it.
6 to go.
Same thing.
No.
And they are making their way. Who's the closest right now, Jonathan? You didn't say you backed up.
I stepped to the side, but I did not move.
They kind of land like in front of you. One of them's kind of lands right next to you. The other one's a little bit further away. What do you want to do? Because it does not know you're there yet.
I'm going to. I'm gonna have my gun ready. It doesn't know I'm there yet. I'll put my gun to its head. I'll try to help here. And I will.
I don't know.
I have a phase pistol.
Me, but I have tactics.
Yeah, it's like that's a dumb phasery equivalent. Yes.
Okay.
So it's gonna shoot. It's gonna shoot a weak laser out. Yeah.
I'll set my phaser to murder, and then I will roll a d20.
That's called a
What
trigger.
you have? Yep.
I have no murder.
It's just a flat d20 roll.
I got 12.
So as you like go to squeeze the trigger, this thing like lurches at and underneath and dodges out of the way.
Oh no,
That's no good.
it's not good.
Don't worry, you bleed white.
Y'all still
right,
kind of have
yeah,
the drop on these things. We'll go into initiative next round. Does anybody else want to do anything?
Oh, bang. I'm shooting one of these things.
D20 plus Merc.
I will also attempt to take a shot at the other one that's not as close to our captain. So that way I don't accidentally shoot him.
You kind of are. These 2 things come out, and as you're like whipping over to one, you shoot, but you go wide.
Oh, 14, sorry.
Oh, 14. Sorry. Yes. Sorry. As you're doing that, you go wide on the first shot, but as you hold down the trigger and continue to release a volley of death, you hit it.
Apologies.
Real shooting.
It was a 1-4, not a 5. Gotcha.
That's on me, sorry.
And then Grant, how do you do?
Let's see. That's an 11.
Plus
Okay.
1 because you're by me.
And that was the one that was
yes.
further. That was the one that was further away, correct?
That's correct.
Okay, cool. And then, Doctor, you just okay? I didn't think so. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, no, I'm just hiding behind something.
Lethal injection.
You're hiding behind Rod. Like you're like that's the most convenient place to hide is behind him. So y'all, the gate comes down. The rest of the way, I need one person to roll initiative for your team for me. Let's go with the Doctor since he didn't get a chance to do anything last time.
Dr. Fastpants, let's go.
Doctor.
Greased lightning.
Doctor.
I don't think I would go to Dr. Fastpants.
The best prostate doctor in the land. Such
What's your D6 roll? Gary, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had
Go
a
to him to
brief
get
cut
my
out.
prostate check.
My net just came back up. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I need you to make a D6 roll for me. For the-
D6.
D6.
I am in roll 20 There's my D6, and it's a big fat 2.
Cool. So that means y'all are going to go second. And these things are like I said, the door hits the ground, and now there's 3 more of these creatures that you can see behind these other ones who are clawing their way forward on the ground. They seem to be almost sniffing the air, even though there is no oxygen to be sniffed. And they are coming towards you. The one that's furthest away is going to launch itself towards Vlad through the air. Vlad, do you want to make a dodge roll for me? It's a D20 plus recon.
Oh, yes. I have 1 recon.
Dodge with your face.
16.
So you stealthily dodge out of the way. You're just going to slip back in a practiced way, exposing the good doctor right behind you who was hiding there. And then John and you're up closest. So 2 of them are kind of coming at you. Go ahead and roll 2 dodge rolls for me.
16 and 10.
So as you're like backing up, you kind of back up right next to the airlock as one like punctures in and stabs you with its kind of like bony claw, and it pierces through your suit. You're going to take 2 damage.
Nice.
Oh, shit.
Oh, also, since I gave you each another level, if you didn't, you take an extra point of health too.
Oh, cool.
So everybody should be 1 point higher if they didn't already take that point.
Uh-oh.
Whoops.
Okay.
No, I was right the first time.
I now have the same health as a medic. Look at that.
Ooh.
Yeah, I said that specifically because I was like, oh, if he's a tech primary, he just might be dead now. So you also do have a leak in your suit, which is going to be problematic over time if you aren't able to stop and repair it. But it's not an immediate concern. Your suits are healthy enough to kind of give you a few minutes of breathing, even after taking a couple of pieces of damage, as long as it's not too big. But it did hurt a whole lot as this thing reached its hand in and stabbed you with its long, bony fingers. What's everybody else up to?
I'm shooting.
Please.
Okay.
I need to run over to who is hurt.
That underbelly of that one I sideswiped, he's going to get taken advantage of.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your a D20 plus merc for me.
And then when I'm adding merc, what am I adding? Just 1 per level that I have?
Yeah, so think of
Okay.
so your specialties function like a fusion of stats, class, and skill, all in one number.
So I rolled a 17, and then I have 2 levels of merc. So
you got 19. So you bring the gun up and hit the underside of this thing in its rib cage. You see ribs shatter. And this thing like floats off in the atmosphere. It doesn't seem to be moving, but it's going up higher and higher into the orbit. Who's next?
I need to run over to whoever just got stabbed through the chest.
That was me.
Why do they float when you kill them?
Yeah, I need to go give you some tasty hit points.
I like
And
hit
so,
points.
Yeah, I'm gonna run to you. I'm gonna come around Rad Vlad, run up to you, and use my heal ability that I have 3 uses of per day. It heals level health on 1 target. That's you. I've got 3 points in medic.
Cool.
So
you'll go back up those 2 points. So this thing kind of stabs in through the suit, but it's designed to kind of mesh in. It injects into you, nanites swarm into your bloodstream, and you start to feel yourself healing back up.
Ooh,
I got
I'm
stabbed
thinking
in the chest, and I get stabbed in the neck. I'm like, ah!
I was thinking there may be a port in the back of the neck for just such a thing, so I'll stab a direct line into your spinal column and give you the juice.
That works too.
Oh yeah, little android man.
I like that. I like that flavor. All right.
I'm gonna walk like a sort of semicircle, like that spacewalk of hop, to try to get a clear line to the thing that stabbed the android and go, paff.
Cool. So you come around a little bit and then take a shot at it. Go ahead and roll plus merc for me.
You were almost there, dice. 10.
10. So you do go a little wide this time. As you like hop up a little bit, your shot goes a little bit high and shoots over the top of this thing's head. What is Grant doing?
Grant is going to try to take another shot at this thing. Yeah, I'm gonna try to take another shot at the one that's closest to me. I was near Rad, so I guess the one that he dodged.
He killed the one he dodged already.
Okay, perfect. Well, the next one that's closest.
So there's two that are coming out of the garage that are kind of probably going to be coming towards you closest, and there's the one that's squaring off with the other two guys.
I'm gonna try to duck hunt one of the little bone monkeys.
Okay, the bone boons.
All right, that's a 14.
14. Yeah, you hit it. What part of its body do you send spiraling off into space?
I catch its shoulder.
Okay, so we see the arm of this thing as it reaches back to start to launch into the air and swipe. You see it reaches back, it hits into that thing. The bones crack open and this arm kind of goes spinning off into space. And that's everybody, right? All right, cool.
I didn't act this turn. I just got
You didn't
stabbed.
act this turn. Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will shoot the guy in front of me, and by that I mean I will miss again because I rolled a 5.
Okay. You do. You miss again. However, it's got it's noticed the doctor come up and kind of position himself next to you, and so it takes a swipe at him. Go ahead and make a roll for me, Gary, plus recon.
Roll plus recon. I don't have any recon.
I know I like pretending like you do every time I say that, though.
I rolled an 11.
All right, so it kind of swipes at you. I'll give you a choice here. Does it do damage to you, or does it cut the air supply poured on your suit?
Oof.
It probably does damage to me.
All right, so it kind of punches straight into you. No damage to your suit. You're not cut. It's not cut. You're not worried about it. This is just a solid punch, but it just slams with a strength you can't imagine for something that doesn't appear to have any musculature into your suit and does 2 damage to you.
I'm gonna stumble and almost fall over and pull on Moth's arm and try to push him in between me and the creature.
Okay.
Golly.
Hey,
and then we've got the one that just went down. And then I don't know if Thomas is here or not, so he's safe for right now. Grant, having watched you take the other one out, one of them kind of leaps towards you from the garage, kind of midair, coming at you, having launched itself off the front of this rover.
Right. That's no good. I don't want that.
You can make a D20 plus any recon you have to dodge.
Okay. I was hoping it listened to reason.
You can try to talk to it if you want to.
13.
It just collides with you, knocking you to the ground. You feel your head kind of bang back against the ground, and you hear kind of cracking on this fresh suit. It's just breaking in the seals. It's fine. And you feel your chest kind of compress and air rush out as you take 2 damage.
Holy shit. Okay, now just to clarify, I had how much total health?
So you're a primary tech, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
you started with 2, but every time you get to 3 levels, you get another HP, another hit point. So you have 1 health left. The max number. So everything and through the void, as far as the number of things that appear, are randomly distributed. The rolls in this case did not help you. The maximum number of bone boons there can be in this room are 8. And
okay,
y'all got 7.
No, that's good.
So
I was just making sure I clarified
harder than normal.
No, that's fine. That's cool. Yeah, let's get it.
But try not to die. I mean, I like your character so far, and so
he's not going anywhere. Not as long as I can roll well enough.
Yeah. So y'all, there finally one kind of a larger bone boom hops up on top of the rover. It is a little bit taller. It's a little bit bigger. It's a little bit taller. It just like it looks like you can't hear anything because it's the void of space. But it looks like it's screaming at the top of its lungs. It's start like throwing its arms into the air, classic angry chimp style. I know that baboons and chimps are two different genus and species. Don't at me.
Adding you,
but yeah.
So this
Go ahead.
thing is like a bigger one, right?
It's a little bit bigger. Yeah, you've also still got the one in front of you.
Yeah, but that other one is scary. So I have repurpose. Can I use repurpose to try and make this door super close on that thing?
So you can use repurpose when you're using one item in place of another.
Okay.
So
Gotcha.
if you have something that you can use, a physical item that you want to sacrifice, and then give me a brief explanation in a sentence or two about how the science works to make me split between two different screens, to make whatever piece of technology you're using do what you want it to do, then you can. Otherwise, you cannot.
Okay, I'll hold on to that one then.
Okay.
Fair enough. I'll just shoot the one in front of me then. If that's cool right now, right?
Yeah.
All right. Let me roll that 20. Oh, 15. I think I shot a bone guy, right?
Yeah, you bring that phase pistol down its body, and it you see it like split and fracture in two, and parts of it just like go in each direction.
I'll smirk at that, like a little, like happy that it's gone, because that thing hurt pretty bad.
So you've got one. We've got one on top of Grant. We've got one on top of the rover inside the bay.
I'm gonna pop away a little bit from the door, and then as I'm popping backward, fire at the one that's on top of Grant.
D20 plus, Merc.
Thank you. 16.
Yeah, you neatly pick it off his body. We watch all of a sudden as it goes sideways off of him. Grant, you're just like looking up. This thing's like getting ready to drive a claw through your helmet screen, and all of a sudden it just flies off to the side.
Big one on the rover. Big one on the rover. Shoot it. Shoot it.
Is it whose turn is it? I'm sorry.
It's y'all's turn generically.
Yeah, you can go.
Okay.
If somebody
I
wants
got an
to
idea.
dictate what Vlad does also too, I'm fine with that. So y'all aren't down one player.
He sacrifices himself bravely.
Yeah, something must have happened. Something must have happened to us. Yeah. Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, I'll say I have an idea, guys, and I'll grab like a little, kind of like a little, I don't know how to put it. It kind of looks like a fidget spinner kind of type thing, but I grab something off of my suit and I fling it towards big monkey guy. And as he's leaving that, I assume he's gonna try to take a jump somewhere. As he does, I'm going to activate my gravity control and remove gravity completely around that thing.
That is fine with me. Tell me what your intention is with that. It's going to happen. You just got to tell me what it is.
Yeah, so when he jumps, any upwards he went, he ain't got no downwards no more. So he's going up
So
until he's gone.
when he's in the middle of his arc, you're hitting him, and he's just
Exactly, that's my plan.
floating in this voice, making him totally vulnerable.
Right.
To machinations.
Perfect. Yeah, if he can stay still, that'd be great. If he can keep going into the atmosphere, that'd be cool too. But whatever I can do with no device.
If he
So
could go,
gravity's also low. You're wanting to hit a null gravity point. So he's arcing up. You create a null gravity field, so he basically goes up even further. Whether or not he leaves the gravitational pull of this entire planet, because the field's only so big, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
He basically accelerates, and you watch him fly out over this arc of like trees and other stuff like that. There are these giant spikes of spiky tree things into the distant air.
Perfect. And if that can give us some time to take a shot at him, great. But yeah,
anyone who wants to take a shot at him as he's starting to careen off into the distance is welcome to.
I think Vlad would take a shot.
oh yeah, Vlad would definitely take a shot.
Definitely.
I'll roll for him.
Somebody roll a d20 for me.
Here's
It's,
D20.
And I think it's a D20 plus 2.
He's d20 plus 2.
That would make what I rolled a 3.
Oh, you're right. Vlad was gonna sacrifice himself
Hey, at
for
least,
the
at least you
team.
know I'm not lying about the rolls.
Vlad like goes to shoot and like his weapon just jams. Perfectly lined up. We see it. The audience watching through Vlad's point of view is like, yeah, we're gonna kill this bone boon. This big bone boon is gonna get boned. And all of a sudden he goes to pull the trigger. We just hear click, 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 even though it's space and that doesn't make any sense. And you just hear Russian cussing, and that's it.
He looks down the barrel, and then the bullet comes out.
Oh,
It happens often. But yeah, I guess I will also shoot at the thing if we all have an opportunity to do so now.
Sure.
Yeah, skeet shooting. That's fun. My gun also jams. I'm gonna swap out D20s here.
Did you roll a 1?
Yeah. Yeah, sure did.
wow.
Your gun is fine. It fires off. You get a notification that your oxygen tank is almost empty now.
Ooh. Beep, beep. Uh-oh. I'll address that on my next turn. If anyone else would like to shoot at this thing, I believe now is your opportunity.
I will.
I love that y'all are just like clay pigeon shooting at this point. I'm like, it's gone. You don't have to worry about it. But we can still shoot it, right? Yeah, absolutely. Go nuts.
I'm gonna say that like on my HUD, I kind of see like of the suits. There's like a warning light of blip blip blip. Like one of your teammates is dying. It's like, I'll deal with that later.
Silence message. Silence message. Silence message.
But no, I'm gonna go over and quickly patch up the leaking suit and try to get his oxygen back in order.
Okay.
Yeah,
make
thanks,
a
man.
make a. Do you have any equipment that you would be able to use to do that?
There it is. I have a repair kit.
It sounds perfect.
Okay.
Roll plus tech for me to repair his suit.
12.
You get a patch on there. You know that the oxygen loss has been slowed. You know that this is not like when you have the home repair kit for the like pool inflatable, and the pool inflatable has been busted, and you're like, I'm going to use this pool repair kit to take care of this. You know that inflatable is not really fixed, and you know it's still going to lose oxygen over time, and that's exactly the situation that you're in here. It's better, but it's not good.
Better than nothing. I'll take it. Better than nothing was my nickname in high school.
Yeah, we're gonna need Grant to do a more proper fix of this later, and I tap on your tank. You need a fresh tank that's running low. Even for you.
I'll look down at it. Crap. Hopefully there's some inside.
Grant, if you wouldn't mind turning around, and I'll pull up my syringe.
Is that the good one or the bad one?
And I'll stab you in the back of the neck with it. And you get 3 health.
You take 3 damage.
You get 2 health back because that's how many you're missing.
Oh, okay.
You can't overload your health.
You don't overlevel. That's correct. And that gives me 1 more use of that ability today.
Yep. Surely nothing else bad will happen inside this space.
And I'll show you guys the one last syringe I have. This is the last one, so try to stop getting hurt.
I reload my gun and stare at you. I'll make sure of that. It's a laser gun. I don't know why it makes a click noise, and it's space, so never mind.
Click, click.
So y'all see this bay in front of you. There's this rover inside. That you can see there's a ton of equipment, maintenance and stuff over to the other side. That you can see kind of just general storage and other stuff like that. You can see off to the back right-hand side that there is a doorway that seems to go into the facility.
Nice.
Does the rover look serviceable? Like, can we use it still?
The rover actually looks immaculately kept.
Nice.
Are you taking kind of close look at it?
I'll kind of wave Grant over and I motion silently at the rover to give it a once over and make sure we can use it.
So
I'll take a
you
look.
and Grant are kind of like walking opposite ways around the rover as you guys both kind of cross over each other in the back. All of a sudden, like slam, you see like two hands pop up on the back window of the rover, like knocking, and like motioning towards the control panel by the door.
Yeah, I'll run over to it. I assume he wants us to open it.
Oh, hold on. We're standing in vacuum.
So they're motioning to the control panel by the door to exit the rover bay, like not the let me out button.
They want us to seal the vacuum. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood.
I was like,
Open the
great, this is
door.
gonna be awesome.
Okay.
I get to explain decompression on stream.
So we should be sealing the thing. Okay, got it. Okay, yeah, I'll do that.
Welcome back, Rod. Your main weapon is now jammed and doesn't work anymore because somebody rolled a 1 on your behalf.
It was me. I'm sorry.
Guess what he did after that?
I rolled a 1 on my own gun too, immediately following that. So
Way to die.
Thomas, I see your mic lighting up, but I don't hear words. It is weird. I read your lips.
it is weird. Yeah.
Still got that. I'm not like a big lip reader either.
So who was turning the you guys were closing the bay door and
close the
cycling
bay
the
doors.
oxygen
No,
back in?
I'll do it. I'm standing next to him. Boop. I hope that it's that easy.
It's like a residential garage door opener. You get stuck halfway.
Just don't stand in the way, so then it has to go all the way up.
Like it comes back up. There is that moment where you always look at that like gouged space at the top, and you're like, "Oh, is that gonna close right?" And then it does. Like you actually realize it goes up in, as if somebody was like, "What would happen if the lip of this got damaged? We wouldn't want it to not work," and actually engineered it properly, and it just goes up and in, and you guys can feel.
About that.
Yeah, you can feel air whooshing in around you also too.
I'm gonna
in the
find
space.
this garage door on Amazon and give it a high rating.
Says that you have not purchased this product.
I'll check with my HUD, with my HUD and on my helmet to try to make sure that oxygen outside of that suit is breathable now. Like we're breathing. There's O2 in here, not
that's a good
like
idea.
nitrogen.
Yeah, the oxygen mix is the correct oxygen mix. It's not a med scanner, so you don't get a lot of detail on it.
Yeah.
But you do know it is breathable air. Your HUD is designed to tell you that information.
Yeah.
We
can pop them.
I'll pop my helmet off.
As you guys pop your helmets off and they see you breathing, like that like person, all of a sudden you hear like through speakers that come off the rover. You got to get me out of here.
Who the hell are you, for one?
My name's Shiri. I'm the base mechanic and maintenance person.
To help you out.
What?
We would be pleased to help you out. This is the bounty I'm looking for, right?
Right,
Sherry?
right. They're like, I mean, I can make it worth your while if you need me to, but like, I gotta get out of here. Like, I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what those things were. I was in here working. The base went on lockdown, and I've been stuck in here for 3 days. I just need to. Do you have any water? Do you have any food?
With this information, am I putting together that the bounty's on her because she got fucking stuck here, or is she full of shit?
Neither of those things to be true. Like, I mean, your read on this is like, this person looks like somebody who's been stuck inside a rover for 3 days.
Okay. Can I like make a little lead into the doctor and be like, "Can you sedate her? This is the bounty we are looking for."
Yes, we'll let you out. But we aren't akin to letting strangers roam freely on our ship. We do have food and water. If I could just inject you with this to make sure you're not carrying any diseases, I'll let you aboard our craft.
What is it? What is it?
It is a vaccination to make sure you don't bring anything aboard our craft from this station that might turn us into those things.
Go ahead and make a medic roll. So medic controls like poise and bedside manner, which is also good for totally bullshitting somebody if you need to. So go ahead and make a medic roll for me to see if she believes you about this or not.
The roll's going to be a 14 altogether. I rolled an 11 and have 3 in medic, of course.
She looks down at your like the giant Red Cross symbol on your chest. Like looks at you. I mean, if you promise,
I can assure you, I'm a neutral party, and no harm will come to you.
Okay, and so she lets you inject her.
I'm gonna hit her with anesthetize and knock her out.
I'm gonna elbow the captain and be like, I like this doctor.
You have 3 hours to make sure you get her somewhere confined before she wakes up.
So do you just want to put her back in the rover? Is that where y'all are leaving her right now? What are you doing with her body in the meantime?
I'm gonna bounty hunter skill, tie her ass up. How far are we from the ship? Sorry, I lagged out.
15 minutes.
Y'all are 15-minute walk there and back.
Hey, that's like a 3-minute car ride there and back.
Yeah, you have the rover.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You just buzz over, throw her in storage somewhere, and lock the door.
Yeah, we have the small storage. Do we have, and occasionally run bounty? Do we have like the boo box or some equivalent of that we just put her in?
I mean, y'all tell me. It's your ship. Y'all know how you use it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Boo box seems extreme.
I feel like
I think it's like a walk-in cot, hot to cot type area, a holding cell, but a small one.
Right. A guest room / we can lock this room when we need to.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Guys, I feel like we need to get a move on here, so maybe we just lock her in the rover we're going to take back to our ship anyways and move on.
Agreed.
As long as she's secured.
Yeah, I tie her up. Tie her up. She's been sedated. We're good.
Yeah, you're able to find the stuff you need to be able to tie her up. She's sedated. Y'all put her in the back of the rover and lock it back down. There's, like I said, there's a door on the far side. There's all the equipment back here. You could theoretically backtrack out into the airlock. You do know, there are a couple places you could get oxygen. You could look around inside the rover. There's probably a small emergency tank in there if you're looking for full-size tanks. The airlock is one of the best places to be able to probably find replacements for suits.
Nice. I'll obviously want to do that. So I'm going to go get a new suit.
Cool. Are you going inside and over to the airlock? Are you taking the door back down and walking around to the front? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna go through the facility.
Okay, so you come out into the facility, and in front of you, as you come out into the hallway, this is a slightly thicker door because it's designed to help cycle air than is kind of standard. But you're able to open it up. And in front of you, you see a hallway. You see a door straight in front of you. It's about 10 feet across. And it goes in either direction. As you look to your right, you see that it kind of hooks back and over away behind you. As you look to the left, it looks like it goes down into a larger open room. There's no doorway that blocks it inside. You can see what looks like couches and a screen and maybe a countertop. You're not quite sure to your left, but you do know the airlock is over to your right.
Yeah. I'm gonna look at whoever's behind me and be like, I'm gonna go that way. You guys coming?
Aye.
No. All right, I'm gonna head that way.
So you are making your way kind of down towards the bend of this. As you come out of the hallway, you notice there are a lot of just you're inside now. It's just natural light. The lights are flickering kind of on and off a little bit. They're on most of the time. There's these piles of thick white. It's milky. It's almost bone-like crystal, in different places all over the ground. Just piles of it.
Don't snort it, Vlad.
I'm going to use my bioscanner, my med scanner, and see if I can figure out, if I can deduce what this is.
Dude,
yeah.
What's going on?
You pull it up. You're scanning it. Give me a medic roll.
Gladly. Ooh, I rolled a 4, so +3 is a 7.
That's fine. Give me another roll on that since you got the scanner with you. I should have done it as a luck roll, not a d20 roll, so that's why I'm letting you re-roll it.
11. It's going to be an 11 that time.
Okay, cool. So it's bone. Like whatever this is, it is absolutely 100% the bones of something. It does not appear to be human or verdant. There's a couple other species it looks like it might be. It's especially dense and thick. You do notice that it has a pretty good amount in common with human biochemistry, but it is not the same.
Looks like they were testing on something with strong bones, trying to make, I'm sure, something to fight.
Probably the bone monkeys.
It looks
Maybe
like
something-
they're trying to make bone puddles to me.
Maybe something bigger than those bone monkeys.
All I know
Does
is I
your-
need oxygen.
As you come around the corner, you can see ahead of you. There's the doors to the airlock. You can see through that. There's the doors, and then the other set of doors on the other side, and kind of about a 10 by 10 room on the other side of those sealed doors. As you come up though, on your left hand side though, there is a room with a number of just like long kind of tables. And there's a bunch of scientific equipment in here, and it looks like there's some of those same pieces of bone that you saw in the hallway are in different stages of being analyzed in this lab.
Anything worth stealing in here, Theresa?
Do you want to look around for a little while?
You want to get the data. We probably should grab your oxygen. We should probably grab whatever data we can. Any of these devices might have data
the
on.
rooms are right next to each other. I mean,
Yeah.
if you go to the airlock, it's like a 10 to 15 foot walk away from everybody else through one door.
I'll go to the airlock.
You know, cool. So you let the airlock is cycled out, so you just got to wait a minute while it kind of cycles back in. Who's looking around inside the laboratory? If you are
Everybody else.
if you're actively looking around, roll a d6 for me, and I'll come back to that in just 1 second. It cycles through. You're able to open up the door. It looks like you can see that there are 3 out of 8 suits still left hanging there. That look like they're fully intact. So in the corner, you see on the far corner as you come in, see another one of those piles of bones over there.
I'm going to avoid the pile, and I'm going to doff my new suit.
Cool. So as you go up to the suit, you're putting it on. You just out of the corner of your eye could swear you see one of the other suits move.
I'm going to check inside my own suit before I put
You look down in the suit. It's fine. It's totally empty.
I'm going to start putting it on.
Scorpions in the boots.
Yeah, I'm going to start putting it on, but I'm not going to lie. My butthole is, like, excessively closed.
Roll a d6 for me.
Okay.
Oh,
5.
no.
I got a
Okay.
5.
Oh yeah, you put your foot in. It's a little tight, but I mean it's a general suit, so there's a part of every single one of them that's a little bit of tight. And so like it's the feet on these ones. You're gonna be doing that for the next couple minutes. Everybody, finger up for me. What did you roll on that? 3, 1, 5. Awesome. Rod, tell me what exactly you're doing as you look through these things.
I am smashing expensive looking components with the hilt of my gun and scraping them into a bag.
Awesome. That's perfect. So you're smashing things around. What's everybody else doing? We'll come back to what's happening in that bag in just 1 minute.
I'm scanning. I'm running my tech scanner that I have and linked to my HUD and going, nothing. Ooh, that looks interesting. That has data on it. We can hack that later.
So there's tons of these samples as you're looking through that. It's actually even it's pulling down from the local system a little bit of just information about these. These look like they're lunar samples. They've been pulled from what it continually refers to as the plinth. And they're running a series of just tests on them to see their bioreactivity.
Bioreactivity. That's a weird thing to do with
That's
rock.
not coming from your tech scanner. That's coming from the local system basically updating the information in your text scanner as you go. So you're getting like some cursory information. What do we see going on for the doctor?
I have my biomed scanner out, and I'm still walking around this room scanning, trying to find anything besides the bone that I found already.
So you're seeing you're getting a much bigger flood of information that's trying to update onto your thing. Too much to even just like take in as you're looking around. There is a lot more medical equipment than you would have assumed here, especially given what y'all had heard about AI and software properties for this facility. And you're not really quite sure what to take in for it. You do find what they call like you like as you're kind of going through things, you stumble upon something called the interface, right? Like it's just produce interface. There's 3 of them sitting on a countertop there, and when you move your over to them, it's the Osteo AI interface.
This may be of some interest to you, and I'll signal Robert over here.
Well, that's Grant. Robert's
Grant.
the player.
That's right. Man, I was trying to think of his character's name
Full immersion.
during my sentence. I was like, I'll think of it by the end, and I didn't. I'll signal Grant over.
Yeah, what's up?
There seem to be some sort of AI systems connected to all of this medical equipment. I think that what they're making is half your specialty and half mine.
And I'll kind of like move some papers around, and I'll try to find like the most what appears to be central processing unit that's doing the most, just work to keep all the stuff going, and I'll plug into it with my little device and see what information I can get. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah, so you're doing that deep data download. We'll come back to that in just one second.
Yep.
You all of a sudden, Thomas, feel your bag start to shake. We'll come back to you in just one second. So Moth, you're out there, you get the suit on. All of a sudden you feel a hand on your shoulder.
I'm gonna jump away from it and point my gun at it as best I can.
Go ahead and make a recon roll for me to see how well you pull that off.
7.
You throw yourself against the wall. The head of your thing kind of flies back. Like you open it and you're standing face to face with a what looks like a person inside of this suit. Its helmet is also pulled back, but it has these odd like places where it's like bone is protruding out of its face. Like you see these kind of plates starting to erupt, and you hear this raspy voice start to try to like talk, but it just sounds like 2 pieces of bone clacking against each other. And it's reaching a hand out towards you. We'll come back to you and find out what your scream sounds like in just 1 second.
It does a body good.
So Rod, you've been throwing stuff in here. The bag has started to shake right around the time that the deep download that Grant is doing is like, warning, do not expose samples to, and then it gives you a long line of biological materials. Vlad, you've just been smashing stuff and throwing it in this bag over time. Half of that list of chemicals is in this bag with these bone samples that you've tossed in there also too. All of a sudden you see just rupturing spikes of bone shoot out all over the place and tear into the roof of this thing, breaching you to outside space as the entire space starts to rapidly decompress as this giant bone spear has shot up through the ceiling and the floor. Rod, go ahead and make a recon roll for me to try to dodge that.
All right. D20. I'm trained in that.
Backflips away from it.
12.
You got a 12?
Mm-hmm.
You take a hit of damage like on your hand as this thing kind of erupts up into the ceiling. There is intense decompression happening in the room right now. Things are getting sucked and pulled towards that hole. It is oxygen is starting to vent out into space around you. Yohanan, what does it sound like as you see the face of this thing and it tries to communicate with Moth?
It sounds like, oh shit! I'm probably not gonna like scream because I'm like it's more horrifying than anything. I'm gonna, but yeah, I'll scream out obscenities and then I'm gonna try and get out of the airlock now.
Okay.
And hopefully, because I thought about shooting it, but whatever's going on inside that suit, I don't want any part of.
Cool.
So I'm gonna try and close them in the air.
So your answer is hit the door behind you, open it up, which in the reverse of anything you might have expected is you hit that door behind you and it opens up and you're looking to step back into safety. All of a sudden you feel the oxygen in the room that you were in whoosh out and pull back away from you. Now, there again, plenty of breathing at this point in time, but you guys know from just your knowledge of being on a space station around things, this can't go on very long. It needs to get locked down in some way, shape, or form in order for you not to lose all the oxygen, at least in this section of the lab. But yeah, you feel that happening behind you. You're able to get out and through the doors without much trouble. This thing is not moving quickly. What's everyone doing?
I'm throwing whatever I can that's large enough, near enough to help block a hole to buy us a little time.
Well, so you just to make sure you understand, there's a giant like pillar of bone.
Mm-hmm.
It's also erupted out through that.
There's like a little edge or something that's scraped away.
Yeah,
You're like this table up to.
You can tell it's like slowing stuff down, but it's none of it's airtight because it's got this pole basically coming out.
I'm just trying to get us just so we're not like, oh shit.
No, you're good. I just want to make sure. Yeah.
I'm throwing on my helmet just now. Once breach happens, like instinct kicks in. I'm like, nope. Seat's going on, and I'm moving out of the room and looking for a way to get ready to slam the door shut, to seal, to partition that part off from the rest of the base.
You Perfect. See that you immediate reaction, you flip it down, you see, giving you background the way you've described it, you see that button you hit to do that. You just have to figure out how to communicate it to everybody else and get them the hell out of there.
I'm next to him when he gets to the door because I'm right there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my helmet on, seeing his. I'm like, oh yeah, I just grabbed this. I have mag boots. I'm gonna go try and help the others get out of here. I'm gonna try and get to them, and well, I guess whoever can't help themselves, I'm gonna try and use my micro thrusters to pull a hero move here.
Cool. So that's a really interesting combination of abilities because you said you're engaging your mag boots and using your micro thrusters. One traditionally holds you down. The other one traditionally shoots you in the air. Which I have zero concerns about. You tell me what this looks like.
Yeah, so I'm using my mag boots to like get to them so that like I can actually physically get to them without like losing control of myself or whatever. And then I will disengage when I grab somebody and micro thrust out of here.
Cool. I think what we're seeing is probably Doctor built closest to the door. Given the fictional positioning as I think about it, I think we've got Rod next, and since Grant had gone looking for the central database on the far side of the room. So the first person you're going to get to is the doc.
Okay.
Unless you want to go for somebody else, I don't care. But let's just say fictional positioning. That's how that works.
In that case, I'm gonna I'm gonna click off my boots. I'm gonna let the suction pull me into the room. Right? And then I'm going to click him on again and try to land near Grant and grab him, at the very least, so he doesn't get sucked through the hole. Because he's further.
So you let it take you kind of hit the other side, you turn him back on, maybe I was like, we see this point where like you kind of flip around in midair, like as you're letting it drag you forward, and then you like hit mag boots to drag yourself a little bit further towards the other side. You land right behind Grant. Go ahead and make me a recon roll just to navigate this room. I mean, you're using abilities, so it's not going to be a hard one. What did you roll?
Yeah, 6 altogether.
On a D20?
I'm not rolling good, man.
On a
I'm rolling-
D20?
I haven't rolled double digits.
Yeah.
Fuck!
With
Where are
it,
these rolls on other days I'm playing, dude? What the?
Okay, so you're in. You get next to Grant. You click off, and you realize, like, as you're rocketing back forward, like, you impact Rod, like, right. So you do what you want to do, but you've got Grant pulled halfway back across the room. Y'all are right underneath this thing, though. Like, you Wolfgang are watching this as they've all kind of got like caught up in the decompression. What's everybody else doing?
Quick question: did I get the information I needed yet, or did I have enough time to do that?
Got most of the information. Like, you've been in there for a while all this is happening. You were able to start the download. You got a lot of the information.
So, like, me like holding on and prolonging this won't do anything for getting. Okay.
You don't know if you got exactly what you need. You know enough to know, like, this isn't the only place I can get that information, and this is not a place to be right now.
I'll forearm grip our captain and give a very gracious look for actually coming in and saving me from this spacey death.
Are you still hood up as far as oxygen goes?
Oh shit! Right, yeah. I guess I didn't think about it.
Which is fine. Like, you're not suffocating yet. Like, I'm just curious. Like, if it wouldn't occur to your character, just do it next turn or whatever. Like, I'm just checking. Okay, that's great.
It did not. Still down.
Doctor, what do we got?
I've got helmet on and I'm braced and I'm trying not to get moved around this room. I'm just standing close to the door where the captain came by me, holding on to, a pole or a box or something large enough to plant myself.
Are you working your way out?
I'm planning on following these other guys out, but yes, that's exactly the plan.
Okay, so you're kind of positioning yourself by the door as in like an intermediary to. Okay, perfect, cool. I mean, there's no real initiative happening here, so y'all just keep on telling me what you're doing until they're. Yeah.
No, I'm leaving. I will escort the doctor.
There we go.
And I will escort the Grant.
The Grant.
Working together, y'all are able to kind of pull yourself out into the hallway before Wolfgang like hits that thing and the double doors like slam down. And you actually see a bunch of things start to like spray into the room, and just it seems to be filling it up with some sort of foam. And you cannot tell whether that is disinfectant, whether that is like it seems to be hardening in some way, shape, or form, or that's just designed to stop the decompression. But it is not a normal depression system like anything you've seen.
It's probably the stuff for bones.
And so,
you guys see that bag of bones I blew up the room with? Whoops.
Speaking of bag of bones, and I'll point at the window into the airlock.
Who's your friend?
I didn't get his name. Did you get what we need, Grant?
I mean, it would have been pertinent information to tell our gunslinger here before he started breaking vials and mixing it, but we got a good amount.
Steal some shinies for later.
Yeah, no one could have seen that one coming, Grant. Let's get what we need and get the hell out of this death.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not used to taking baubles off a table and having them explode into a 4-story bone spike.
That's fair.
You're right. You're right, Rad. The only consequence would have been death. So, very forgivable.
Oh, yes. Next time you point me in the lab, the giant lab of your 4-story bone monster fucking monkey spikes.
I suggest we hurry along, though. I'll point back towards the way we came.
So you got that elbow as you come back around it. You've got that door that's across from the rover bay. You've got, and then you've got, as you look straight down, you've got that area in front of you that seems to be like, as you look at it again, you can tell like in the flickering light, that it looks probably like some sort of commons, like some sort of like gathering space for folks, but there's no other than the crash doors, like on the one you just left, there's nothing blocking it normally from being able to go in and out of. And then, like I said, there's that door across from the rover bay that you would come out of between you and it about halfway down.
So it looks like we got living quarters and the rest of the base. We should probably head to the rest of the base, y'all.
Yeah. There's probably some sort of central processing unit or central database we can plug Grant's doohickey
I'll check the
into.
living
I
quarters
gesture
just to
like
make
I don't know
sure.
what that is.
Yeah, we
So-
should.
Yeah.
So Grant, you
That's what I
pulled
call
down
it.
you pulled down a ton of files, and y'all saw the schematics. There is what it looks like is there is another more secure laboratory. That if you go through that door halfway down, it's the other lab.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go
let's
check
head to
out the
the other
living
one.
quarters. And I'm gonna make sure none of those little weird slimy guys are hiding off on there that are gonna flank us or something. Just
Plus, no witnesses.
cursory walkthrough. Yep.
So which way are y'all headed?
Into the
Lab.
labs.
Into the other lab. So you guys go down just about
Not for me.
25 feet. This door has a security access code on it. Like it is, like I said, it's a more secure part of the lab. It requires a higher level of security clearance. It's not something you can just walk into.
That's why we brought you, Grant.
Magic
I
finger.
will look over at the doctor and say, "Yeah, I bet Cancun Phillips can't do this shit."
I'll put
Yeah,
my
I
hand. I'll put my hand up for a second, and I'll be like, "Hey, shit, Corbinian, what's your character's name?
Wolfgang.
Wolfgang. Maybe we should check for vacuum first. If you could scan for us, please."
I'll
put my little
pull up a
retractable board back.
probably a med scanner to say, "Hey, is the other side of this door going to kill me? Is there O2 on the other side of this door?"
If you guys want to try to plug into the system,
Yeah.
and see, you can absolutely do that. Do you have a hacking skill also too, or what do you have that you're using to do this?
I'm just using my med scanner and looking if the little O2 meter's full or if it's empty.
Cool. Go ahead and roll a d6 roll for me. Do you have any medic?
Yeah, he has
Do
one
you have-
medic.
You have one medic,
Yep.
and you have the med scanner. Yeah, roll a d6 roll for me.
6 actually.
Awesome. Yeah, so it looks like that there is no oxygen on the other side of this room.
Bingo, oxygen, helmets on.
Oh wow, good looking out, Captain. I definitely wouldn't have thought about it.
I wouldn't have either
As I
until the
put
last
my
room.
as I finally put my helmet down after the whole ordeal.
Did you take the film off?
yeah.
You really need to make sure to take those off.
I'll take his
Oh,
new
I'm gonna reach up, like,
appliance.
pull that sticker.
I'll take his new appliance sticker off of his mask for him.
Ah,
I always
we
leave
should have
those
let me
things
do
on,
that.
like-
I really like doing that.
Problem is, there's also the inside one. Like there's the outside
There you
one.
go.
And that one.
He
Yeah.
says it.
Yeah.
But
Or like that little tag, whatever. Anyways, yeah, I'll hack it. Let's get it.
Cool. So you connect into it. You take a couple seconds, tap around, find the secured access, and go ahead and pop the door. All of a sudden, you hear the kind of hissing noise as there's again like decompression moving towards that space, and oxygen is starting to flood out through the breach in this room from behind you.
While I'm using this hack, just to take advantage of the ability, is there any way I could tell how long this door's been sealed? Like when the last time it was accessed?
Yeah,
that
it
not
looks like
something I can do?
the last time it was accessed was about 3.5 days ago. No, that's easy. You're in there.
Okay, cool. Perfect. 3.5 days ago. Yeah, this has been closed for a little bit, so I mean I don't know how long they can live or whatever, but just a heads up.
Well,
And I'll go ahead and
if they're still alive, they can't live much longer.
You make your way in. You see again these big spikes, just like the one in the other room that you came out of, launched up through the air, piercing out of the hull of the lab, and then you also see as you make your way there's two figures kind of in the back corner. Looks like they're leaned over one of the lab tables, leaning in towards some of the equipment.
I'll like do this like and crouch down, kind of signaling like, hey, like, and then I'll like point over there.
Do we have little comms in our helmets we can hear each other with?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
Should
that
I
works.
kill them?
Let's go get eyes on them first. I'll be like, I'll go this way with Vlad. You guys go that way. and we'll like kind of go around the edges of the room.
Okay.
Okay.
It's
Are
probably
y'all
I'll
kind
go
of
with
flanking
that.
them?
yeah, it's probably a bad guy though. If I had to guess,
You see two suited individuals. They haven't responded at all to you coming in, and their suit hoods are down.
I'm gonna look around. Is there a way
There's
that
no
people?
air in here.
Is there a way? Yeah, there's no air. Is there a way they could have gotten in from the outside, like through one of the?
As you come in, there is a huge set of doors with a big like set of windows in it, in each one of them that kind of go across the entire right hand side of this room from the way that you came in. Further down, there's also another small door that leads out what looks like into the same room. The room on the other side of them is huge, and you can see the lights in there are down. They're mostly dark. There's a few emergency lights around the room. There's also a giant there's a giant kind of dome enclosure that's letting this giant that blood red light kind of shoot down through it. Inside of it, you can kind of see as you look out this giant more ragged, almost tree-like crystalline bone structure in there that's bathed in this blood red light. And in the mostly darkness, there seem to be forms shifting around it also too.
I think we found the jungle gym.
The plinth. Yeah. Am I supposed to deliver this message for the no-brainers to people?
You were supposed to deliver it to this disgraced head scientist.
Okay. All right. I'll try to calm these suits. Hey.
There's no response. There's no default way to slave your comm to theirs. Comms aren't open typically from suit to suit structure. So you either have to know tech-wise how to do it. You can also do the old-fashioned trip where you just get right up next to theirs, put your helmets next to each other, and let the vibrations carry the sounds also, too, if you want to try that.
I'm gonna chuck like a rock at him or something. Be like, hey, and see what they do. I don't want to lose the distance we have. I was glad to shoot him before they charge me in case.
They turn around and you see almost entirely scaled over faces. One of them has like an eyeball hanging about halfway down.
Ugh,
the other one has
disgusting monsters.
two empty eye sockets, but they both responded to that noise. They have split one in each direction and are going towards each
I'm firing.
Of your party.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
firing. Fucking eyeball man turns. That's enough.
Go ahead and make a D20 plus Merc roll.
I enjoy blood glug 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 glug. It's pretty good.
20.
Very good.
That is
19
going to hit.
2.
That is. Did you roll a nat 20 or did you roll an 18
No,
plus 2? I'm sorry.
18 plus 2.
So you rolled. You clip one of these things. You just kind of see it like it go back, and then it kind of keeps on coming towards you.
Oh shit.
I definitely killed that.
Go ahead and make
Heads
an
up.
initiative roll for me.
What dice am I rolling for that? Is that a 22?
D6.
6.
And if anybody has,
Four.
if there is an ability,
Four's a
if anybody took it, it lets you just win. Initiative
Combat
also.
ready.
It's called Combat Ready. Did anybody take Combat Ready?
Maybe
Nope. All right, cool. And what did you roll again?
a 4.
A 4. So y'all are gonna you guys get the drop on them. Y'all going first.
Yeah. I will not need much prompting. I'm gonna open fire as well.
Cool. Roll D20 plus Merc.
10. I broke into double digits.
You miss. Like you whip it out real quick, but you whip it out too far, just like shoo, and it goes wide.
You know, Louis C.K. had the same problem, Jahan. He whipped it out too quick,
Nope.
and he
Nope.
Boo.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming.
no shame.
That's
So we're in a lab, you say?
You're in a lab similar to the other one. There's more equipment in here. There's a lot more samples in here, and it's connected to that other bay. And there's another big computer bank in the back of this room.
I'm going to try to use my analysis ability to look for a beaker that I know that would be. I was going to oversay it. It's going to blow up when it comes into contact with their suit or their face. So something that's thermo. It blows up. I'm trying to think of the fancy way to say it, but it blows
You
up.
can throw
I
a
wanna
fuel
throw-
tank and
I
I can
want a
shoot.
fancy. I want a fancy throw-in information.
I went to university.
You're
guys.
using analysis for that.
Yeah, I'm like so I can quickly. That way, that way in the heat of the moment, like I know what that is. Yeah.
I think data. I think between how we do, I think data probably classifies for that. Yeah. So you find a chemical that a person would not enjoy having splashed on their face, or on their body, and but it takes like that's what you do this turn. You find that, right? So it's not a quick thing this time around.
I will. Oh, can I point it out to people?
Sure.
That will blow up if it hits them. I say over the radio. I point at the blue one over there.
Throw it and I'll shoot it. Whoever's closest. Or lure them there and I'll shoot it.
I am going to take a shot at this guy because he's big scary and I don't like it.
What did I do to you?
Which one are you shooting at?
I'm taking a good shot at Wolfgang.
The one who's already been shot, or the one who hasn't been shot?
The one that's coming towards our group, the Doctor, me, and Wolfgang.
Okay.
I already killed them. They keep coming.
That word, it does not mean what I think you mean.
D20 plus
17.
All right,
17.
you hit.
Woo!
Same thing. You see it like you kind of chip into it. See the suit tear. It's still just kind of coming.
Okay. Did I kill it, Brad?
No, I told you, you can't kill them like that. I said throw the thing and it'll blow up, and you were like, no, I'm going to shoot it.
While they're
Good
having
luck.
this discourse, I'm going to walk over to the blue drum and put one of my syringes in it and pull the substance out of the blue drum and try to stab one of these guys with it. Of course, this is going to be bad medicine. I know that this is bad medicine. Wolfgang told us it was bad medicine.
Cool. So you're just flavoring how you're using the bad
Correct.
medicine ability.
That's exactly right.
Love it. Yeah. So you quick draw, and you're gonna run up towards this thing and give it an injection.
That's correct.
I love that the doctor's getting brave. I have a question for all of you.
Yeah.
The door behind you as you came in, open or closed?
Open. None of us said we closed that.
That's
not for one person.
We got
I'm
pretty
just-
distracted.
You're losing oxygen out of the facility. I'm just trying to find out one way or the other what's happening. Either answer is fine with me. I'm going to screw you either way.
Yeah, since our suits are intact, purging the area of air is not going to screw us. I don't think so. I wouldn't have thought to shut it.
open.
Cool. Awesome. So you so you inject it, and you kind of watch as like it's a little like as you stab in, you're like not even sure if your syringe is going to go through. I mean, it's a space syringe, right? But like you're not sure if this injector is going to penetrate the bone, and then all of a sudden like you watch as it empties and it like shoots in, and you see this thing like start to like froth at the mouth and shake.
I'm going to give Wolfgang a sadistic smile and a thumbs up.
I look confused. Like, how did that work?
It lit him on fire from the inside.
Yeah. It's like, well, that worked. I'm not going to complain. It died.
Same thing would happen to you if you injected gasoline into your blood.
Who hasn't gone yet?
I think we've all gone except for. I actually think Vlad went before initiative, but hasn't gone.
Vlad did go
since.
before initiative.
So he could go one more time, I think.
Correct.
I thought Astro Boy didn't go yet either.
No, we all went except for him.
Oh, my bad.
However, I can shoot this guy now that I know that blue shit will kill him. However,
Which one are you shooting? The one who's been injected or the one who hasn't been injected?
The one that has not. The one that I shot and is invincible. I'm gonna.
Okay. So you're shooting the one you already shot one time.
Yeah, however I can do that. If I can see any of the blue shit laying around that'll mess him up, I'll shoot it into him, try to spray him with it or something. I don't know.
I wasn't near him. Like the concept was somebody needed to throw it at him or in some way, shape, or form. Do
Yeah,
something
then
with
yeah,
it.
I'm not. If he's still coming right at us.
If you
I'm
want
not
to
gonna
shoot
let him come
what
unfettered.
Gary described as the big blue barrel in the corner, which is not how anybody else described it, but I'm fine with. I'm okay with that. I don't think it's a good idea.
I was only doing it if it was going to bring him down. I'm not going to shoot it for no reason. So I'll.
Oh, the
shoot
guy
at
he
this
injected
guy
with
again.
it? The guy injected with it? He's probably full of the exothermic material. You could shoot him. He might blow up like a pinata.
I would if there wasn't one in my grill.
Well, just give that one a hug. I don't know. Yeah, can't help you.
That's a 9 total. Uh-oh.
You miss and go wide.
And hit the blue barrel.
I'm not looking for reasons to kill you all. They just keep on coming up so easily. So, Dr. Bilk, you are the guy you just injected. You were like, yeah, you see him like gurgling, and you're like, you get this sense of like pride and like, oh man, I did a thing. And then he takes his hand and just drives it like into your chest and like slams you backwards. Make a dodge roll if you want to.
Or not.
I do want to at least try.
To tough it out.
I like that was an option. I rolled a 17.
As he hits your chest, you in kind of the low G float back with it in just such a way that he basically just pushes you back like if you don't take any damage.
Whew.
Nice.
Well done, sir.
The other one is coming in on Rod and is getting close, and he just kind of tries to backhand you across your face. Make a dodge roll for me. D20 plus recon.
Hitting you like you owe them money.
11.
11. So you get hit across the face. Roll a D6 for me.
Uh-oh. Don't worry, that means you're lucky.
2.
You feel a small like when it hits you, you don't feel like you took that much damage, but you kind of feel like this real quick as like air leaks out. You don't like it stops immediately, but like as it hits you, you feel this slight burst of air, and that's it.
Great. I think this dickhead punctured my suit.
Now that it's back to our turn, I am going to, taking the cue from earlier, throw this thing at the thing for Vlad to shoot.
I don't know. Is it a giant blue barrel? Because that's how Gary described it.
Mm-hmm. Big blue.
I think that was
It is like a glowing blue
Yeah,
canister,
I'll
like the
push
size of a 2-liter bottle of soda with like a silver band in the middle, and glowing blue ends.
I'll use the light gravity to like push this barrel in between these two things, and then I'm gonna try and like not get hit by the splashing.
I'm down with 2-liter blue bottle description. That sounds good. So
Perfectly
you hunk one of these at them, and it like splashes all over the one who got injected or the non-injected one.
I'm gonna go not
or in between the two. Is that because that's an option?
I'll do in between the two.
Okay, so you just kind of softly lob it in between the two. Make a luck roll for me to see how well you do. I'm going to give you 50-50 odds in a low G environment to get this where you want it when someone else is trying to shoot it in a second, I believe.
Dose. Yeah, 2.
Well, I guess in a second we'll find out whether it was too close or too far.
Yeah.
Always wanted another android.
So you toss it up in the air, somebody shooting at it?
Yes, I'm shooting at it.
Okay. So you shoot it. It explodes. Air around you ruptures. You see everybody go ahead and take a hit point of damage.
Nice.
Oh shit.
The one that was already injected with this stuff chain reacts and explodes also too. Dr. Bilk, take another hit point of damage. But it also does take out the other one along with it. So both of these elites are now. So both of these spacesuit people are now down. They're just smoldering piles of suit and bone.
You call
Okay,
it
are we done here yet? This place is the shits.
I don't
that
know. Can
good
we
or
access
bad?
the information we need from this room?
Hey, someone check
sure we
me
can.
for holes on my suit, please. I
I'll
have
deal
tape
with
here.
Okay.
Grant,
deal with
here's
photocopies.
Grant, here's the great news. The fact that it went short means that computer in the back of the room is not destroyed.
That is good.
So you're
Right.
able to make it back to that other computer interface.
Cool. Yeah, I'll plug in and start clickety clacking. Let's see what I can find.
At this
Wolfgang,
point,
can you patch
Um,
my suit up?
Oh, yeah, good.
I
I got it.
guess depending on what I find, I guess might trigger some questions for me. But yeah, I'd like to just plug in and try to gather whatever data we can. I know our original mission was to deliver a message. And what was the secret one again? What was our other one?
To get information.
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
There was a file. Set of files they were looking for from this station specifically.
okay, yeah, definitely gonna try to access and grab those as well.
Oh. So you've read
Should I
a
make a
lot.
roll for that, or
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I mean you're just downloading everything. Here's you, and you've got Tech what? Tech 2 or Tech 3?
3?
Oh yeah. So you're downloading everything. Here's what you realize. This is all the data from about the last 2 weeks that they have pulled along with some general background data that looks like it's system standard. The deep data backups are in the CNC dome, which is outside, which is on the other side of the open air bay from y'all.
Darn.
Mm,
It was too easy.
okay. Hey guys, good news and
Yes.
bad news. Which one you want first?
It
Bad
doesn't
news.
matter.
Okay, good.
I don't have any. It doesn't matter news. But the bad news is so what we need is actually in the other place outside.
Okay.
So we're gonna have to go out there to get it. The good news is I know where it is now. So we kind of have an objective and
Alright,
we can
Yeah.
plan for that.
Let's
So
do that then before any more horrible things befall our little crew. That way, right?
Correct.
I'm pointing at the room with
Can we
the
just shoot
ominous-
a wall out right here and just go in a straight line?
Yeah. Now I will say this. There is also a big hole in this room now that was made bigger by the explosion you made. With a giant, somewhat diagonal spear of bone going up out.
Climb up and out. That's what you're leading us to do.
I'm just describing the space around you.
Yeah. So
You decide what choices you make.
there was a door that you described. We could see this.
Yeah, and it kind of dimpled out with that explosion, and you can see the shapes on the other side in this kind of deep red light that kind of skewers through this darkness. They seem to be have slowed down, and you get a sense of them kind of drawing closer to the window.
Are there any more blue tanks?
Do what?
Are there any more blue tanks?
No, that was the only blue tank that was in this room.
So
Can't keep too much explosive material all in the same spot.
if I'm reading the map correctly, this dome is over by that first room that decompressed, right?
Yep.
Okay. So in that case, it looks like you said that this leads out in open space. We can just walk on the top of the facility to get there quicker.
Correct.
All right. I'll explain this to our crew, and we will go out into the vacuum of space.
Up and out.
I mean, technically we're already in it, but yeah, up and out's good.
Unless you have an ability you're using in order to climb successfully without damaging your suit on the ragged hole, or other bad stuff happening, you're gonna need to make a D20 plus recon for me.
Okay.
Well, what we could try to do instead, we could go back to the lunar
Rover?
area and just drive it around to where we want
We
to
do
go.
have
Because it's
that
out
when
in the
you,
open.
yeah, that's not a bad idea. All right, you're smarter than me. I'll let that happen. Yeah, let's do that.
Because I don't like that edge. That looks sharp enough to pierce my suit. I
just
like
want-
my
I
suit
just
just the
want-
way it is.
Sometimes it's fun to live dangerously, But
I mean, if you want to go ahead,
let's go
not
get in the
coming with
car.
you is all I'm saying.
Let's go get in the car.
Excellent.
yeah.
So you guys are coming back towards the door. Do you close the door behind you to stop the air from venting out, or do you leave it open?
Now
probably
that
close.
we're back, I for sure close it because I don't want any giant fucking space monkeys coming in that door after us.
That's
Um,
I
you
did not
see,
trust the
you
enclosure.
see the door in front of you to the rover bay, right? Who goes up to open it?
I would. I don't think I'm in danger right now.
It doesn't open.
Ugh. This place is the worst.
I'll plug in my tech scanner and see and try to figure out what's wrong, like what the error code is.
There is no error code other than like it's the error code it gives you when something is blocking the door from opening. So there's essentially a physical reason the door is not opening.
Is this
Someone
the-
someone or something has damaged it in a way that is preventing it from mechanically
is
opening.
this the only door?
We'd have
There is another door that you could not see from this other side that looks like it is on the far side. There was a bunch of equipment piled up in front of it, though.
Yeah, we'd have to end up going all the way back to the airlock and then out to the outside and then through the doors.
The airlock is just around the corner.
But there's that guy in there.
yeah.
Let's try the block. The other door you said just has stuff in front of it that we could probably go
Correct,
through.
correct. Yeah.
Let's try.
Yeah.
So you go down the hallway. You the other door does open, and you just see a bunch of crates stacked up in front of you.
It's low gravity. We could probably
Yeah.
move them.
Just start shoving them out of the way.
Yeah.
Cool.
Brad's starting to get annoyed and like violently, frustratingly, like moving things. What the fuck?
Cool. As you start to shovel them out of the way, you hear the decompression klaxon on the other side, and the door starts trying to force itself shut.
Which door? The bay door or
The door in front of you, so that the air can cycle, starts trying to force itself shut.
oh shit! Everybody get
I'm
in.
gonna, yeah,
I get in.
I'm gonna grab one of these crates we have with us and see if I can wedge it to buy anybody time in case someone's running behind.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna try to
You,
squeeze.
you move the crate in front of the door, and it blocks it. You just like, yeah, you hear cannot, you're hearing like language like cannot cycle due to physical blockage. Like as a computerized voice comes over the top. And who dives through first?
I will. Oh,
Oh, I guess after him. Yeah.
yeah.
So as you dive through, you see that the rover is on and gear and like the engine is electronically idling. 'Cause it's not a diesel system or anything. But the rover has been activated. What do you do?
try to get to it.
Cool. So you run up as everybody else kind of files in behind you. And as you kind of pop up on the side there, you look in, and there is a figure with a black mask, like a completely blacked out suit with a wide brim, who is pointing a gun directly at your face.
I'm going to shoot into the thing. I don't have time to do that. I'm just going to jump back.
Okay. You hear the speakers come on the rover, and they say, "Let me leave."
What's the scientist's name?
The mechanic who's in there, or
No,
the
the scientist that we're supposed to deliver the message to.
It was the head scientist who gave me the rumor about them being a disgraced person. What's their name?
Yeah.
Is this a new rover or is this a rover that we've already seen?
This is the rover that you've already seen.
Yeah.
So this is the one that I have my bounty fucking tied up in.
Correct.
Yep.
I shoot the engine out of this motherfucking thing. As soon as he says, "Let me leave," those batteries are fucking toast.
Um,
Let
They
her
said-
Get a rover. We'll hoof it back. I'm gonna kill this
McKay.
motherfucker.
So Dr. McKay is the one who you're supposed to bring it to. You shoot it. Go ahead and shoot the make a merc roll for me.
Dang. You know, it's funny. As we were going
Six.
through, I was thinking
You,
the
it just
bounty hunters
bounces.
coming.
It just bounces off the hull of this thing.
Dr. McKay, I'll say to the figure.
It doesn't matter who I am. Let me leave with the individual in the back of this rover, and we don't have to deal with each other.
I have a message for you.
You don't have a message for me. Leave the bay so that I can leave this facility now.
I feel like I know you. Have I seen you at any of the bounty hunter get-togethers? Like I'll peek through the glass.
Oh yeah. I mean, see is probably a strong word, but you're not on my level. Let me take the bounty, and you'll live to fight another day.
That's what this is. Okay.
Well, you know, I don't want anything happening to my crew here. We just happen to be in the neighborhood. No hard
I'll back
feelings.
I'm sabotaging his vehicle with my ability.
Awesome. Tell me what you do to sabotage
Completely
the
distracting
vehicle.
this dude.
So everyone's talking to him and all this stuff. I'm just gonna go do open
Take it up
panel,
the tailpipe.
yoink. You need that.
Hey, put a banana in the tailpipe, man.
It's like you kind of need the fuel engagement mixer, and without that, you have a big empty can.
Like they are like look at you and they go, put it back.
Oh, I'll
If,
put this back in storage for you. Don't worry about it. I start walking away.
Not to interrupt Mr. Wolfgang, but if he's stuck in this, does that mean his ship is open and available right now?
And I'll look at him like just point.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
We could probably get more money for that salvage ship than we ever could for that bounty.
So Grant, as you've got your like tech supply out, all of a sudden you can see that someone is accessing the systems in the recon bay.
I think okay. It looks like someone's already beat us there, but we need to get that info.
The bay you're in right now, it looks like somebody is accessing the systems there.
Yeah, not the dome.
Oh, do I recognize that from my my device? Like
You can see somebody else trying to access systems. Yeah, and it looks like they're trying to force the door open, the bay door open.
I've only got one more use of hack left, and I want to make sure I use that to get into the other ones. I don't know if I can stop them. They caught me when I'm low on the juice. I'll just tell the team that someone's trying to get out of here, but I can't stop them right now.
So all of a sudden the bay door starts to go down as again oxygen starts to whoosh out around you. You don't know exactly how much oxygen is in this space, like in this thing, but it's certainly not designed for the amount that it's lost at this point in time.
He's stuck in there. Let's finish our mission, and we can circle back for this jackass.
Agreed.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Seems.
Yeah, let's make sure we get the information we need.
Now we got two guys stuck in a rover, which I find
And
amusing.
apparently a free ship somewhere.
I hope. Well, I mean, is what Corbinian is what Wolfgang did to the rover stop it from being opened, or just driving?
Probably just driving.
Yeah.
The average vehicle isn't designed that when it doesn't have gas, you can't get
It's
out
true.
of it.
It's true. Hey, that's fair. That is perfectly fair.
Man, what a cool feature that would be.
I did the sci-fi pulled out
Keep
his
you
spark
safe and
plugs. That's
sound
like
until someone helps.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
If you leave this room, the likelihood that this person will be here when you come back
very low.
is very low. The likelihood that the bounty will be here when you come back
Well,
is very low.
Let's go break in there and kill his ass then. Is there like what do you call it? like an operation crane for like fixing vehicles and stuff like that?
This vehicle is really designed to be serviced without you having to put it up.
That's fair.
On anything. There is there's essentially something to change the tires, but it's not a high hydraulic lift. So if you want to pop part of it up, you could. But also if they get it up and get it going, their ability to just tear off of that is pretty high also.
Yeah. Okay, well, can someone get this
I
door
am.
open, you think? I'm going to point at people. Actually, I have, what do you call it? It's an item. I have a lock it. I have a lock it. Like a
Sure.
lock breaking. Yeah, I'm going to try and break into this thing old school style with like a...
What's your background?
Android.
Sure.
Andromorph.
Given the kind of shady background you did, I'll give you a 3 out of 6 chance to use your locket to pop this.
Roll the 1.
You stick your locket in, and you like, oh shit, I put it in backwards. It's locked more now.
Oh man, I did it wrong.
Stop rolling.
You foul the back door basically.
Right.
And it is now basically sealed shut on the back. Like there are other doors, but
No. Well, that was all I had, guys. Anybody else?
The guy on the inside, I assume he's the one trying to do a hacking, right? He's the one that's trying to do some of this door opening stuff.
doors coming down now because of it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's opening.
I'm going to blow up whatever he's using to do that and deal some damage to the guy on the inside directly.
Oh,
With what?
Hacking.
My debilitate ability.
Your debilitate ability?
Mhm.
Cool.
Take all my juice. Explode him.
And it should do 3 damage because I got level 3 on the tech.
Yeah, so are we seeing kind of a similar thing to the last time? So you're in the system, and all of a sudden, like we see, like he's coming on his thing, and then all of a sudden we see an electric feedback loop kind of start, and we just kind of see it shock him. Is that what we're seeing?
Exactly. Yep.
Cool. Yeah. So we all of a sudden like see this guy like spark up and like he like goes rigid in a way that suggests to you that like he probably is an andromorph also too. Like humans and invertants and a lot of other just sheer biological organisms tend to like go limp when they pass out, whereas andromorphs oftentimes go a little bit more rigid. So you see him kind of like drop to the ground next to him, and he's just kind of convulsing there on the ground.
Got him. Sweet. Rad, if you want to go ahead and take care of your bounty, I think we've got some information to get.
Oh, we'll do. I'll end that dude as he's finishing the squirming and rifle through his belongings, and then I'll go drive them in this car wherever they need to be driven to.
So about that,
Corbinian has to put the fuel filter back in.
Yeah. You still have it?
He actually ate that off camera.
if possible, I'd like to try to put it back, but maybe I don't know if I ripped it out too hard.
So it is rec equipment or systems. I mean, this if you did, I think what you're looking at is it takes, 10 minutes for you to replace that. Find the appropriate part and replace it.
Okay.
Right? Like you did a grab job. Yeah. It like the part you grabbed out isn't good anymore. You went and found another one and like that. This is a mechanical bay to service the rover. There's you do that. Somebody roll a D6 for me when that's happening. Gary, roll
Not
a D6.
Johananon.
yeah, not
Gary,
me.
roll a D6 for me.
I don't roll
D6.
anymore.
I've rolled a 6, Tony.
Awesome. Great.
That way.
Y'all are able to you're able to take them back to the ship. Are you unloading both of them? What are you doing?
Yeah. The dead
Okay.
guy and her.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna share that room
Okay.
on our ship.
All
Tie
right.
them together. That way he's a weight.
That's so morbid.
Man, yeah, that's messed up. No, it's already messed up enough that I'm just putting him in there.
Okay.
But it's a storage issue. We have a small ship. Sorry.
So
fair.
when you are putting them in, you do notice like he is not dead.
Oh.
He is incapacitated, but there is 100% a chance that he is going to wake back up at some point.
Oh, well, then I will make that go as long as I can. He's going to get, the stock of that rifle or whatever I've got, and I'm going to tie him up all super good bounty hunter style. And
I mean, you'll notice that right away. If you want the doctor to do is just anesthetize him, also you could do that before you go.
You don't happen to have another one of those cocktails, do you?
I take one out and immediately inject him. Thought you'd never ask. I have one more if you need it.
Maybe for later.
Hits the Russian. Not me, idiot.
Definitely me. Good night. All right, so they're drugged and put in our panic room.
Look at me just soaking all your automatic abilities out of you early on. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you get him back in the panic room. I mean, it's a 30-minute process overall. While y'all are doing that, the oxygen in this place is just, it's gone. Like any room that is sealed probably still has oxygen in it. But you've got the tanks on you, which means y'all are kind of now on the clock. You got about an hour of air left before you're going to need to swap out tanks.
Well, once we're back to the ship, I'll get a fresh tank. 'Cause I figure we've been running around for a bit anyway.
Cool. Mm-hmm. Take the time, reprocess the tanks, get back over there. So you've got the time. Somebody roll a d6 for me while you're doing that.
I'll do it.
3. Nice.
Okay.
So we've been over there. We've kind of, we've checked stuff out. Could I just fly us over there at this point? Is there a safe place to land? Oh no, my landing gear is fucked. Anyways, all right. Yeah. Back to the rover, everybody. I forgot about that. That happened a while ago.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. I didn't forget.
I didn't forget either.
Maybe, Wolfgang, it might make sense for you to try to start making repairs on that while we take care of this information
If I can,
sure.
yeah, I'll try to fix the landing.
So this is a put into dock thing. Like,
yeah, that's right.
and you don't land at Eternus. You dock at Eternus, so you'll be able to dock just fine. You won't be able to land on another planet. Is the problem?
Gotcha.
Fair enough. Yeah, let's go. Vroom vroom.
Cool.
One map after another.
Y'all make it back over. You get in the you go back in through the rover bay. You've got the place in front of you. You can go over. Like I said, you can try to go up over the building, climb up. You can go down into the commons. Where are you headed when you get back inside?
I think if we just stay outside and try to go over the building, that'd be best. Maybe.
Okay.
Because the dome's like right there. Might as well avoid all the nonsense going on inside.
Sure. So you get up and actually like you kind of notice like the top of the rover is about even with this ridge, right? It's not quite level with it, but it's about as close as you're going to get. So you can actually like park the rover there outside the building and like climb up pretty easily.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
Take the keys. I say jokingly because that's not how rovers work.
And so y'all get up over the top. You can see the dome of the CNC in the distance. What do you do?
Go to it.
Yeah, is there a way to peek inside? See what's
Yeah, it's actually mostly open. Like it's a kind of a geodesic dome with like reinforced transparent plating. So you can see there's a set of different like computer panels. There's a bank. There's a number of a big giant computer with a long-term data storage on it. And then there's the door to it on the outside, which is 100% same authority lockout as the previous secured or you wanted to access.
Fortunately, our hacker can hack it.
So if I hack the door, can I still hack the thing to get the information on it?
A great question. So yes, but the question is always more time elapses when you don't use an automatic success. It's also a luck roll, not a DC check.
Got it. I will use my raw natural hacking fingers, the luck roll for the door. I'll save the hack for the actual.
Cool. So you've got a 3 in hack.
Yes, sir.
Right. You've got your tech pad with you.
Mm-hmm.
So don't roll a 1.
Don't roll a 1.
Don't roll a 1.
That's a 1.
It's like bam, 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 bam.
I wish I could say I'm lying. That's hilarious. Okay.
You will need to stop rolling.
Well, I'm not as good at tech, but maybe I can help him. I have some tech. Unless there's another way in.
Do what?
I can.
So
try.
the best way to do would be to find the access key.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah.
Would that be on like somebody? I guess it could be in the quarters, probably.
Where they sleep is a good assumption.
Yeah.
For the dome, isn't it possible that we could just blow a hole in the dome and then we tear our suits? Never mind.
Well, the blowing a big enough hole and walking through something is bigger than trying to shimmy up a bone pole through a hole in the ceiling.
I don't like how you said bone pole. Yeah, we have big guns and lasers. We could blow a hole in this dome and get in there. It's not like we're here to save people.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah, let's blow our way in.
So unless someone has something on them that is stronger than normal, whatever, this is described to take like small meteorite damage and other stuff like that without breaking. So your weapons are probably not great. You do know from the schematics there is an armament emplacement to shoot down what's generally classified as space junk of larger pieces, and for defense that is located nearby also too.
Yeah,
I hate to use that. The only reason I'm worried is because we might scrap the computer.
You might.
So I hate to say it, we probably have to go into living quarters and get ourselves a key card.
Okay.
Well, let's do that. Yeah. No need to
Grant,
do it, Allie.
Grant, when you were looking through the computer, did you see any names about who had like access levels, like who would have had best access to get in here?
That's a good point. When I saw the original entry into the second laboratory, when I asked about it and you said it was about 3.5 days, it was closed. What was the person's name that had most recently accessed that door?
You look and you find it was one of the just a member of the science staff. It wasn't Dr. Leonard McKay, but it was one of the other long-term scientists on the project.
It seemed to be one of the doctors, Wolfgang. So I think if we get a doctor's key card or someone's access that has a doctor title, they should have access to this room too.
Okay.
I don't see why they wouldn't.
Actually, heck, we could probably go in those guys in that lab. They probably had a key on them that's how they got in.
Very possible. I was thinking those guys too. I'm not getting
start looting bodies everywhere. Looting bodies, just bring back handfuls of cards. I've been collecting
as we flash back over to those bodies, they are mostly completely torn apart. Those two.
Just for
fair.
maybe I'm
That's
lucky.
true.
I don't know. I'm wearing one of their suits. Is there any chance that it has an ID card on it?
Make on it. No, in it maybe. Like there's a service doc. So go ahead and make a luck roll for me, you bastard. You must roll.
I did roll a 6.
Yeah.
I don't do it often, but there it is.
Saving it for when it was good.
Yeah.
You look down and it says Dr. Leonard McKay.
Yeah, they're all talking about Dr. Key cards. I look down, I'm like, oh, boop.
I give you a stare.
Grant,
That is why you are the captain.
And you get like a whoosh, and there's like a small airlock for like, but it's only big enough for 2 people at a time on the inside.
Could I use my verdant mystic ability to sense if there's danger past that door?
Absolutely. You don't sense any danger past that door.
I have a good feeling. I think we'll be all right once we get past that door.
Well, someone needs to escort our resident hacker here. I'll
Let's
do it.
go.
Okay, Vlad. Okay, cool. Vlad and the hacker go.
I kill anything that moves.
except for me.
Yeah, don't kill Grant, please.
Don't move.
You get to the other side. You know the airlock cycles real quick. You're able to. It is tight. I mean, y'all are kind of hugging each other a little bit. It's an intimate moment. If there's anything you want to say to each other, while no one else is around, this is the time to do it.
I never told you this, but I like the way you smell the best.
Then before you can respond, the door on the other side whooshes open.
Does he know?
I know. I'm very scared. But
Also, Vlad did
have-
forget Vlad did forget the comms were on the entire time.
I did not. I want everyone to know.
I'm-
So up in front of you, you see glittering panels all in front of you, and you do see like slumped over one of the panels. There is a humanoid form slumped down in front of it.
Okay. Hey Vlad, Rad, did you want to maybe drag that guy out of here? Or
Yeah,
get
sure.
Right where he's at.
I'll walk up and like fire a couple of rounds into its face and then drag it out of the way.
You watch bone fragments just kind of like just kind of slough off of this thing as you shoot what is a human body turned entirely to bone, just laying on the ground.
Grace.
I think we're almost done with Calcium World. Can we just get these files and leave?
Yes. Couldn't agree more. And I'll go ahead and hook up. I'll use my last juice of hack to.
Greetings, welcome to Lunar Lab X1. How can I be of assistance?
Hello, Lunar Labs. We are looking for some proprietary files on. Remind me what they are again. What is it?
They wanted the deep data, and there's a set of what they called schematics that they were interested in from the space.
Hello. Could you please do a backup download to my files, please, of all data?
Absolutely. Please provide the appropriate verbal password.
Space monkeys.
Password incorrect.
Oh well.
Oh shit. Dr. McKay?
Password incorrect. You have 3 more attempts.
Oh shit.
I thought you could hack things.
Is it
Just
written down on the
hack
back of my
password.
ID badge?
I don't know. You're
I
not in
thought-
this room though.
I can hear the
Is
comms,
it
though.
on this little body that I just shot that's made out of bone?
Comms are internal, not
Okay,
external. They don't just hear what everyone else is doing.
Fair.
I'll scan the room and I'll take a look at the guy who's slumped over it. I mean, whatever I could do is a perception check on him. Maybe I can see if I can find something to figure
Old
out.
school games, there's not really perception. You just kind of tell me what you're looking for. We work through it and how you're
Okay.
approaching it.
Honestly, I'm not even sure where to start.
You have an inventory item that might help you?
Do I?
That's up to you, Robert.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay. Right. Imagination.
If you don't have access for this room, it's okay. You can just leave now, and I won't tell anyone.
This is the
Everyone who
computer
had access is dead. We're trying to help them all. Can you like monitor that or something?
How did they die?
They look like they turned into some kind of bone monsters or something. One guy's eyes out, one guy had scales on his face. This place is terrible.
That sounds highly improbable. Are you
Don't
sure
you have
that
fucking cameras or sensors or something? I'm not lying. Just verify my shit with your data.
let me check the visual record.
Okay. See, you just have to know how to talk to women, Grant. That's all.
According to the visual record, you have injured a number of scientific resources at the staff and killed 2 staff members.
Yes, I just told you they're horrible bone monsters.
Guys,
I have
who are
no
you talking
record
to?
of any issues with bone monsters.
We were talking to
Our research was highly
AI.
controlled.
No, it wasn't. Go look at, like, monitor your whole facility and all the breaches in the areas. When we got here, there's giant domes and monkeys attacking our ships.
I have no record of any breaches up until, and then he names a date, and the date is 2 weeks ago.
I'm actually, if this is a visual thing, I'm actually gonna grab the guy that was just slumped over and say, "Can you verify that this is an abnormal occurrence?"
You shooting him is an abnormal occurrence. No one has shot him until this point.
Yes, but look, there's no blood. He's made of one piece of bone.
He's got a point. Just bones. Kind of weird. For
How
2
do
weeks,
I know
right?
that is bone?
How would you like us to prove it to you?
I don't
reach in the
know.
seat and grab the bones.
Okay, well then take
I
my
would
word
need,
for
I
it
would
and give
need
us the
data
fucking
to
files.
corroborate you. Please go to lab 2 and enter the data.
There. Let's go to lab 2. Do you want me to drag this fucking guy with us or just record it from his tablet? I'll drag him.
Doesn't someone have,
And we'll go to lab 2.
doesn't someone have like a med scanner? You could show the data too.
So Grant, you have all the data. Like, so the date he gave you for his
Right.
last data update was around 2 weeks ago. You have the last 2 weeks of data downloaded.
I sure do. So I will plug that sucker in and say, take a big whiff of that.
So this thing has like a self-contained thing going. I gotcha.
Right.
Yeah. So I'll
Processing.
plug it in. Yep.
In the meantime, would you like to play a game?
No.
Absolutely not.
What type of game is it? I love solitaire.
It
You
is.
have Minesweeper.
It's a word game. You have 5 chances to guess the 5-letter word. When you tell it to me, I will tell you whether a letter is in the word in the wrong space, in the word in the right space,
Oh my
in
God.
the word, but or not in the word at all.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay is incorrect. The word has neither O or K in it. It also should be 5 letters. 4 more
Bitch.
guesses. Processing complete.
Nice.
wait. I want one guess. Space.
Oh, it was space. Great job.
Wow. Yeah, that's a great job.
Now that
you
you've
going?
processed everything, can we have our information and leave, please? Are you an AI or is this just a recording?
I am the Lunar Lab X1 infrastructure processing. Hold on. It looks like there has been a breach in the containment around the plinth.
Oh, no.
Yes. How did that happen?
I should purge the station.
No.
You should,
wait a minute,
right
hold
after
on.
you give us this information and let
That's
us
correct.
escape with the innocent lives.
We do need the information. That's true.
Accessing containment unit. You see the weapon system on the gun platform activating and turning towards the facility.
Guys, do not turn on the guns. Whatever you're doing in there, please stop.
We are not turning on anything. Hold on. I'm just sweet talking this
When you
sweet,
say
sweet
facilities, you mean where we came from, not where we are, right?
It is.
lady.
It
Yeah, where
is.
we're at. Yeah, it's right at it.
You're near the facility.
Okay. Okay. that's
Where's
not
the containment issue? Can you do something with this, Grant? Like turn this thing off or something?
I am trying. I am going to try to like. I don't have any hack uses left, but I'd like to roll to just like basically override the AI on this and manually get
You
this
had
data.
one more hack left.
Yeah, you had one more.
I thought, did I use it? I thought I
Nope,
used
you
it to
sure
even.
didn't. You
didn't
rolled
use
it.
it.
Oh, what? Okay, cool. Yeah, totally. Let's fire this motherfucker up. I am. I'm talking shit to the robot. I'm like, look, see now. I was trying to be nice, but I'm gonna turn your talkie button off, and I will hit the hack on this AI.
No, I've
Please
seen him do that before.
don't.
All you had to do is be nice and not be an asshole. And instead, now guess what? Grant owns your soul. Give us our
I just
information.
wanted to play a game.
I guess
You
the
already
word
won.
it was space.
High five.
Oh, that's good. So yeah, I'm going to manually extract this information on the files we're looking for. That was amazing.
And then use the guns to blow this fucking place up after we
Look at the
leave.
deep at it. So the
Terrible.
schematic you're looking for looks like it's some sort of interface that allows the concept is it allows AIs and humans to interface more directly.
Oh yeah.
Mm,
I am interface. Ah, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
okay.
Facing right now.
Interesting.
No.
Is there anything else weird? Having actually, is there any way for me to download also maybe some of the source code for this particular AI? That's something I would like personally. That's something that interests me.
Yeah, roll a d6 for me.
I'd like to get some information on how to potentially make my own AI in the future.
Well,
We
let's
can play
just
better
take this
games.
one back to our ship, and then you can do whatever you want to it.
That's a 3.
Maybe he plays chess.
So you're able to get kind of the rough idea of how this code was built, but the code itself is too fragile to extract. So essentially, you can like kind of map it out a pretty good way, but you can't necessarily pull the code directly.
Gotcha.
Saves you time though.
I'm gonna get on comms. Hey, whatever you're doing in there, quit fucking around. We gotta go.
If you
Y'all-
would have
y'all
done it,
say
you
as,
would have
like-
been here doing it.
There's still just a giant gun pointed generally at y'all.
Yeah.
Don't
I'll definitely.
worry, everything's under control.
Vlad, there is also a small safe in the corner.
Yep, I'm breaking that open.
Do you have a way to break that open?
Anything in this room and guns, whatever, whatever I've got on me.
You know, guns are really effective at opening saves.
I hear that's what all the best.
If only you had a lock kit, that would
God.
probably be really helpful in this situation.
I never did equip any of that stuff.
It's weird,
'cause
I
didn't
did-
realize it was on that sheet,
feel
but
one
I
in your
don't
pocket.
think I would have for red.
Okay.
Make a luck roll for me.
Come on,
that
baby.
is so funny.
Oh,
That is
God.
too good.
2.
Yeah, no, it's not just unlocked. You go and check and like maybe I can do the thing where I just turn it five things past and that's actually that. No.
How heavy is it?
It is sealed down. Like it is attached to it's like an under counter safe.
In this room, looking around, do they have any of the random stuff that I mixed together before to make a giant spike?
No. The reason this room is separate is specifically to prevent those kind of shenanigans.
Well,
I mean, from a science standpoint, not from a GM malfeasance standpoint.
does it look like it? Is it independent or is it tied into any kind of grid?
The CNC is
could
designed to
Grant
operate
open it?
fairly independently of everything else. Like it is a separate system that has to be manually uploaded. That has some remote viewing access, but only for base communication, which is a separate system also too.
No, I mean, like, could Grant being hacked into the system unlock it?
But no, it's a manual safe.
Okay. Oh. Hey guys, there's a safe in here, but it's too heavy for me to carry, and my guns won't shoot it open. I'd like to rob them, but we can't get to it.
That's fine. Let's get back to the rover and get out of here before bone spikes.
We're
go through
downloading
our
data.
souls, yeah.
Yeah, I'm good to go. I will unhook and like super nonchalantly like by the waist, flick off the computer that was talking shit a minute ago.
Yeah. Was that
It
good
doesn't-
for you?
It doesn't do anything. Vampire Bites asks a really good question that I'll tell y'all now that you're headed out of the room. I mean, Vampire Bites, what keeps the others from joining them in the room? Them not thinking that through. Them not thinking that through.
I
'Cause
thought
there's
about
nothing-
going in, but
There's
I didn't
actively
feel like
nothing that prevents anybody else from joining them in the room. It's a great question. But nothing.
Nope.
So y'all
Well-
leave the room.
I farted in here and it smells pretty bad.
That's why I didn't go in.
You're in a suit, so
It's
that's
through
you.
the
You're
suit.
breathing.
You come in here, it's through the suit. Okay.
I'm gonna leave everyone here. Get in the rover. I swear to
I'm
God.
getting it. I'm getting
The
there.
rover.
I'm
Yeah,
in
I'm
it.
getting the rover. Yeah.
I'll take
The
us back
rover
to
to
the
the
ship
ship.
and hope it's still there.
The ship is still there. I had a countdown. That's why I kept on saying, yeah, you can do it. It's just going to take time because I definitely had a countdown on those 3 hours going.
Let's get the fuck out of here, guys. We survived.
We still have to get home first.
Barely.
I wouldn't say we survived quite yet.
You
This is
know,
very true.
I'm okay with it.
I'm glad you're okay with it.
So as y'all get in, secure everything, put the data in storage, and take off. The only space combat that I had scheduled was the bounty hunter attacking you and chasing you, and that's not happening right now. So, because they're locked up inside your ships.
Circumvented.
So with that said, y'all blast off away from lunar base X1. As you go up, you can see a number of other spaces where like these bone spikes have come out of the base, and you see something like there you see as you gonna take off this red or this moon pool that's letting in this red light, and you see like as the camera zooms in, you see the giant paw of a huge ape with spikes shooting out of it press its hand against the top of that transparent glass on the top of the giant bay y'all didn't go into, and as it pushes outward, we just see that glass crack a little bit, and then the camera fades to black as y'all blast away.
Post credit scene, I kicked the bounty hunter out of our bay into that fucking enclosure.
as y'all get back, you you guys didn't loot much. You do have the information. Somebody, let's see, Jonathan, you got the contract. Go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
6.
Awesome. So here's the deal. On the way back, you guys have 3 days in orbit. You have to keep. Sorry. You have to keep Sagan, the bounty hunter. You really have to keep them under sedation for most of the trip, because every single time you let them out of sedation, like they're all of a sudden like out of the room and in the hallway and causing shit. And
Why are we leaving this bounty hunter alive?
that's a great question.
No, I'm throwing him out of the ship. Fuck
Yeah,
him. He can stay on Bone Planet.
Take his stuff.
Actually, yes.
Phantom.
No, I'm not going to
Take
kick him on the
his
planet because his ship is there. We'll
There we
jettison him into the void of space.
You jettison him into the void of
Fuckface.
space on day one after this has
Right
happened
in my
twice.
groove.
You're like, no, that's it. So Sherry Leames, the mechanic, is
Yep.
just like pleading with you, like, look, I'm just trying to go straight. If you help me out, like, I know where there's a module that will make your lives a whole lot easier. Better food, better quality food on the regular. I don't know if anybody on the ship is a cook or if they're just really cool.
Guess
I
how
don't know
many
what's going
times
on.
we've heard this one? Guess how many times we've heard this one?
Yeah, but I know where it is. Like,
Guess how many times we've heard that one?
I feel like
I tell you,
I
how
feel like
many
it's worth
times have you
listening
heard this
to.
one? We're
I'll
not
tell you
fucking
what.
listening to you and we're turning you in for the bounty. And then
Well,
whoever wants the
I can
information you
show
have,
you
they
the
can take it.
schematics to a greenhouse module, and then I can tell you where it is.
Go ahead and tell me.
Yeah, let's
Maybe I'll
see it.
convince everyone else.
I'm going to
How do
go
I
eat
know if
oatmeal.
I can trust you? If I show you the schematics, worst case scenario, you turn them in for
Oh.
cash. If I give you the
We're
schematics,
going
worst
to do
case
that
scenario,
anyway.
you turn them in for cash.
You're just trying to convince us to not turn you in. We have no reason to give a shit what you say. The bounty on you is very high.
I mean, that's your choice.
If I read it and it's worth more than the bounty, then it might be worth it. I can tell you if it's worth it. If it's not, then we can just...
It's never worth it. It's a goose
We'll
chase.
we'll
She's
take a
making
look
shit
at
up.
it.
Yeah, we can take a look at it
We'll
later.
decide from there.
Yeah, just don't try to break out.
And so the entire way back, like Harry is constantly pleading with you, constantly like, "Don't turn me in."
Is this a
Like-
dead or alive bounty situation?
It
You're
is.
not killing the lady.
It is. It is a live. Like this is a live bounty situation.
Well, Sherry, you're
Um,
lucky it's not dead or alive, or you wouldn't draw breath. Please
So
stop talking.
They share a portion of the schematics with you. Like you give them a pad to type it out, and it looks legit.
How much are we looking at money-wise if it was real?
If you can get the full schematics, you're looking at like 3,000 credits easy.
Oh. Oh shit.
I'll pass the information. You're the bounty guy. I'm letting you know the
I
information.
mean, what's
if
she
you want
worth?
to turn in for the
300.
Perhaps you would like to trade the ship for some of her magic beans as well.
So we are a democracy here. We're risking 300 credits for a module potentially worth thousands. So, all in favor. Anybody, doctor, tech guy.
I'd be willing to explore it. Yeah.
I hate to side with Vlad, but I prefer not to go on a wild goose chase. We're holding a bounty in our hands that's worth money.
It's not worth much.
Hey, anything
Worth
that puts
300.
anything that puts gas in the ship and gets us going to our next mission.
Looks like it's up to you.
And whatever information we just resolved as well.
Yeah.
Plus 80 credits from earlier. We're at 400 and change plus on top of our delivery.
What's your decision there,
Grant.
Grant?
I think that we should look over the schematics.
Where
I think that you should all learn the definition of enough and of greed.
Just.
I'm going to go eat dinner. You sicken
You
me.
go vote dinner. Grant, vote yes or no to go pursue it. Though we already looked at them.
Yeah,
They look good.
Let's go after the greenhouse.
Sounds like that's
Sounds like more fun.
2 to me. So we'll go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's a great mission for the future.
Yeah. Great mission for the future.
I'm trying to think if there's any other things that y'all generally would. So you get back. You are able to You aren't able to deliver the message. The no brains are kind of pissed.
Yeah.
But what they're really upset by is when you guys like start to tell them about why you couldn't. They're like, did you bring any of the samples
Of the bone stuff?
of the bones?
No.
I mean, bones that powerful might not need brains to support them.
No, we did not bring any. Sorry, no.
If
bones.
you want to go looking...
We would pay handsomely for a sample of those bones.
What is handsomely?
There's another mission for the future.
Yeah.
And your debt is reduced by a quarter also too from the
Oh, because we helped up those guys. Yeah.
criminal syndicate that you got set on a
Information.
wild
for-
on the thing for because you brought back the deep data too. And so with that said, this has been Through the Void. But pass it back over to you.
Yeah, well, everybody can say their shtick. I am Johananon. I am at RockFact on Twitter. I am at Johananon1 on TikTok. Check us out.
I'm Casualty CDG, and you can find me at Casualty CDG. You can find me and Jahan every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 p.m. until 11 p.m. Central Standard Time at twitch.tv/Johananon and on our YouTube, which is Fresh Out the Box. Don't forget to check out our podcast. We talk about movies, we talk about shows, we talk about streaming content, board games, video games, and whatever else we want. That's called Fresh Out the Podcast, and it's available on all the podcast things. Thanks for being here every week, guys. We appreciate you.
And I'm AD Stringer, also known as Corbidian. And you can catch me at ElectricMet CHSR on Twitter to see whenever I'm streaming about various weird stuff like this and weird games that I play. And you can find me on Twitch streaming these things under Corbidian. I stream things like Inscription, Ironsworn. I'm doing Cyberpunk Red. I'm doing Star Trek Adventures Klingons. When do you want to know when that happens? Check my Twitter, check my Twitch, and you'll find out.
And I'm Robert, friend of Fresh Out the Box. You can catch me every other Friday running the modern age setting with Fresh Out the Box. Excited for next week.
Howdy, y'all. Thomas Avenger down here, artist, teacher, tired boy, voice actor down here in Houston. Thank you so much for spending your evening with us and having a good time checking out this dope-ass game that Tony put together and we got a chance to play through. I had fun. I hope y'all did too.
Anyways, Tony Vicente, Chief Alchemist over at Plus One EXP. We make games, we review games, we also make amazing beard stuff. If you want to be like Jahan and feel like my fingers are running through the hair on your face at the moment, you can order any of our bespoke alchemically powered bombs, or you can go to ttrpg.link/ttv to back the ash can of Through the Void. What's the ash can? Ash can is going to be a 20-page version of the game. It'll have everything you need: ship rules, some factions from the city, rules or factions from Eternus, as well as locations, other stuff like that you can use to just toss things up and go. One of my favorite things about this game system, which though I am designing Through the Void, I did not design the original system, I just helped develop it, is how easy it is to go from we have nothing to us playing a game in about 10 minutes. And it's one of my favorite parts about the game. The ship rules that got made have been a blast to play test and prototype. I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to showcase them tonight, but you can find all that at +1.games, or you can go straight to it at ttrpg.link/ttv, like Through the Void.
Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a great night.